when I said to go.
Well,
Yeah.
you need to get a couple of seconds once it connects. It's like a
Hmm
3-minute delay, 30-second delay.
It's a
Well,
few
I
seconds
said
away.
3 seconds. Yeah, not 30 seconds.
It's
It's a
now.
Anyway,
3 hour delay.
welcome one and all in one, and everything in between to another exciting, awesome, fantastical episode of Low Initiatives, Lost Ones. Anyways, so
Please
it's
don't
been a
do that
while.
noise again. That was scary.
Why was that scary? Anyways,
It was
so
unnerving. Yeah.
uh, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna catalog that voice now. Thank you. So anyways, when last we saw this ragtag group of whiners and complainers, um, remembering the last episode. Anyways, so you guys had made your way, into the dark, creepy tunnel system that you guys had found the previous episode. Um, it was a very odd experience to say the least. Immediately after entering the tunnels, the party had decided that you guys would venture a couple hours in, maybe an hour or two in, see what you guys could see or find, and then make your way back. Well, after the first day of travel, and you guys really didn't reach anything. Except, yeah, you guys did a day of travel. But yeah. No. Back up, back up. It was almost a day of travel that you guys made it through before you guys ran into your first thing. There was a row of mushrooms um, that looked differently than most of the ones that you had seen previously. And on the opposite side of the mushrooms was the rest of the fungi that you had seen. Mostly the stuff that had been spreading the necrosis and rotting. After much debate and experimentation, um, there was a volunteer. You can wave.
Don't wave.
Who decided to test to see, you know, basically what was up with these mushrooms because you guys had a few theories. These mushrooms basically had a yellowish kind of residue around it. And after getting sprayed by this yellow dust of pores that the mushrooms basically exuded when you guys interacted with them, you guys quickly came to the realization that somehow, some way, whatever this residue was from these mushrooms seemed to block and stop the effects of the necrosis from the other type of fungi, almost like a weird fungi war. He must have been a real fun guy.
They
Anyways,
say we quickly realized it. It took way longer than it should have.
I mean, we'll not talk about that. Sketch, I swear to God, you're making it very difficult to think about what the story was. Give me a second. It's like she knew I was starting. Anyways, so you guys made your way through that. Then you guys eventually made it to the first day of travel. You guys started getting tired, and the party decided to camp out in the tunnels and proceed in the next day. So the next day rolled around. You guys proceeded along, um, and eventually it came to a fork in the tunnel, left and right. You guys decided to take the leftmost path, and then you guys continued for almost another half day-ish. It's getting kind of hard to tell how long time is passing down here. And eventually you guys came to another kind of opening section. And in that section, you guys found this kind of purpley kind of moss vegetation growing throughout the little open chamber. And there was a stream running through the center. A few of you got, or no, only one of you guys grabbed some water from it. I believe it was Scales.
Mhm.
And then the party decided to continue moving. And you guys made it to the end of the second day. At this point, some of your guys' food stores were getting kind of low. You guys had to redivvy up, your guys' food cache, because as mentioned in a previous episode, you guys had lost some food when some people, let's say, neglected their duties on watch. Yeah, let's go with that. Um, and ended up, having a run-in with the creatures who stole some of your guys' stuff. Most importantly, Stone's stuff. Who lost one of her main weapons and a good chunk of her supplies. But you guys decided that you guys would try just a little bit more and see what would happen. Since you guys reassigned your food and stuff like that. You guys pushed forward, and the next day you guys came upon another section or another split up, and you guys decided to take the left path again. You guys continue down through along the path, and eventually you guys ran into what?
The shit
Anyone?
room?
Cake.
A horde of lovely puppies willing to give all the hugs and kisses.
Oh, I wish.
And cake.
What was that, boy?
The shit room?
Yeah, basically a giant room full of turds.
Yeah.
Puppy turds. Yeah.
And you guys proceeded again. You guys didn't really find any need or want for this room, so you guys just continued along, and eventually you guys found your way to another intersection. It hasn't been a full day, but it's definitely probably, if you guys had to gauge, rough afternoonish, so anywhere between like 1 and maybe like 7 p.m. ish. You know, it's getting harder and harder to tell what time of day it is. You guys are just kind of relying on your own internal clocks at this point.
And which is kind of what led to, Kestrel's full-on mental breakdown.
Yeah, tight spaces, no idea where you're going, and surprisingly, like this tunnel system seems to be going on and on and on. Like, you guys are quickly gathering that underneath this area, there's definitely divergent paths, and that also reminds me, because I had some time to think about this. I need real quick Stone and Kestrel to roll me a intelligence check. But you guys have found your way to another intersection where you guys have another left or right path, and you guys find yourselves there.
Intelligence checks then?
Yes.
Also, just from my own clarification, you know on the map how we got a purple dot, and then there's an intersection, and then there's a green line. Was there an intersection, then a poop
You guys
room,
at
and
the
then another
very end
intersection?
of the green line.
So the
You
poop
guys
room.
haven't drawn what's current there.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, this is our bad attempt at drawing it.
Can I do that?
Yes, yes, you can.
Cool.
This is your guys' map. Go ahead and, it's your guys'.
Yeah.
I did make a one edit to your guys' map just because I was a good DM, because you guys put the fungus room in the wrong area. So I did adjust that, so if you guys did notice that your map is a little bit different, that was your DM being nice.
So this was a poop room, and then there's a new intersection.
Yes.
Okay. Poop room is brown.
Okay, Stone. You've been traveling these caves with your group now for a few nights. And given the depth and the size of these tunnels, there's just an inkling in the back of your head. It's clear creatures live down here, and there's a good chance that it's going to be these goblin creatures, so you guys have seen signs of it. There's an inkling in the back of your head, and lost memory, knowledge. You can't really quite put a pin on it, but given the size and the breadth of these tunnels, you instantly remember something of your past life, knowledge loss, whatever. You're not quite sure, but you know that most people or most creatures that reside underground, if their network is this vast, there's probably more than one way in and out. And immediately you remember that the villagers and Bill and everyone, they were worried because people and these creatures seem to go and disappear almost kind of randomly sometimes. And the fact that people were going missing with not a lot of trace, seeing these tunnels and how far you've traveled and how close you think you might be towards the town, you understand why that might happen.
Okay, so be another way out?
There's probably. And mostly because you've seen how many branching paths there have been so far, there's a good solid assumption that there's probably more than one way out. Especially since you have seen, signs throughout this that, some of this is natural caving and some of it's not. Okay, so you guys find yourself at that intersection. What do you do?
Are there still the footprints on the left side?
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, there's ladies'
Oh,
footprints.
thank you for
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. You guys have also been tracking some footprints. The group of small humanoid feet dragging behind some stuff, and another set of footprints that you guys are getting the assumption that there may have been a slight kerfuffle, and maybe the guards were captured, but one seems to be free. And you guys are about a day or so behind the tracks, by Kestrel's best estimate.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So-
reminding me of that.
Damon,
See,
I do gotta ask like something because this is like my first time using it. So when I bring up the possibility of using the cards, can I discuss with the players if that's okay or no?
I mean, now's not an immediate danger area,
Okay.
so I guess yes.
Okay. So
The only time there is, you guys need to put a hibachi on that is like in the middle of a fight or like a tense situation. Basically, I'm treating it kind of like, like the take 10 rule.
Gotcha. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So guys, I really want to use the key card right now.
What is your reasoning for it?
I feel like we're kind of stuck in quite literally a cavern system.
We don't know if we're stuck yet. We don't know if how much we explored yet.
It's been a couple of days.
Yeah, okay.
I would say the use of your key is up to you. I've already used mine, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, personally, I feel at that point. So. And if you guys need a reminder for what that means, it opens a path when we feel stuck. Fate will allow a way forward. This will not alter major events. Will help you in taking the next or right steps in something you are dealing with. May not be simple or immediate or grand, but basically it'll point in the right direction.
I don't think we're stuck at the moment. Does anyone else think we're stuck at the moment?
Meta knowledge on this, with Stone literally saying there's multiple exits, I believe we could find a singular exit within the session, and using the key would expedite finding a exit or the correct exit.
See.
Now,
Oh,
I,
continue.
I will also point out, just to be fair on this, just quick interjection. Playing the key in this situation might not necessarily take you to an exit.
True.
take us to. It would expedite the process, but I believe we're on the right track for that process. Now, if you wish to expedite it, I am not going to argue that.
Yeah, because personally, I would kind of like to rush things along because again, we're already low on supplies.
I would
Final
say.
decision needs to be yours, though, Kestrel, because this
course.
is your personal card.
Yeah,
no,
I
I'm
would
just giving my
personally.
2 cents.
Yeah, I would just wanted to personally say this. Again, it's your key, you do whatever you like with your key type thing. But on both conjections things, yeah, we have no idea where we're going and we currently don't know what's going to happen further. We still have some food, we still have water. Now, if we ran out of food and ran out of water, then I would say, yeah, use the key card, we're gonna starve and die of thirst. But it's up to you. As I said, it's your key. You do what you like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this one out there as well, just because this would be technically with that 10. Might irk this information in there, but Stone, you would also understand that given the length of this tunneling, this could stretch on for even more miles and even more days, weeks. you remember somewhere deep down in your mind stories of dwarven citadels that could stretch entire, you know, entire continents,
Forever caves.
forever caves.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm worried about.
That would be technically under the 10, because that would be base knowledge for her.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say don't use it. What's up?
We playing?
Yeah, we're playing.
Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Hello. You want your dinner or you
I'll can you come in a little bit? No.
So, Kessler will just say, "Gosh, I wish I knew which way we really needed to go," and then I'm holding the card.
Okay.
Key
Go
card,
ahead and mark
how
off
do I-
key card.
Yeah. So how do I do it? Like on the game, or I mark it off on my sheet, of course, but like like.
Yeah, just mark it off that you've used your key, your choice card.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, okay. Done.
Okay. So Kestrel, as you see, same thing. The tracks to the left seem to be more prevalent than any of the other tracks. You do also notice that, because I do think I mentioned this earlier, that as you guys have moved down this way, the tracks do seem, especially since the poop room, more prevalent. Like, there's not just the tracks you guys are following, but older tracks as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have the left and right choice.
So the more prevalent one is.
Left.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm saying prevalent to the tracks that you guys are tracking. The group of the fresh ones with the group dragging something behind, with another set of full-size humanoid tracks following it. Basically, what you guys assume to be the the scouts, you believe that they went left.
Wait, I'm confused. So wait, did the free scout go to left, or did which one went?
All current tracks that you guys are following went left.
Oh, okay, yeah. You guys want to go left then?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys travel for a little bit. It is starting to get towards evening time. And you guys do see another divergent path.
Okay. And what's the layout?
And I just need Kestrel, since you're still leading this, go ahead and give me a perception check.
On a side note, is this typical two-forked divergent path or three-forked divergent path? Or...
It's almost like a T intersection that you guys find yourselves at.
Okay.
Okay. Kestrel. You can't find the tracks. When you reach this point, there are a lot of tracks. But something catches your nose.
Okay.
An inviting sweetness. Kira, with the tack food you've been eating for the last almost week now. What's your favorite dessert?
That's a good question. Oh, also this is fantasy me.
Sweet meat.
Well, no dessert. I would say probably like Dutch apple pie kind of deal.
Yeah, with that not overpowering scent of cinnamon, but that enhancing scent of cinnamon. You think there might have been a slight encrusting of maybe brown sugar and cinnamon on the crust top. You can smell it, and it's coming from the left.
Oh my God, does anyone else smell that? Oh, we gotta. We're going that way. I'm just saying,
Did
we're
we
going
smell
that way
it?
now.
Sniff, 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 sniff,
Perception
sniff.
check.
Yeah.
I imagine he doesn't even break stride.
He's like,
Yeah.
the cartoon hobos are drifting
Oh,
when they high on the counter.
Haha,
Yeah.
no.
I managed to.
Scale.
Yeah.
Auntie. Stone. None of you guys smell but anything besides nasty, dank disgusting cave. Scales,
Yes.
Auntie, you notice that the tracks do not go left, they go right. But Kestrel seems to be just with open stride going left, looking cheerier than he has in the last few days.
I would like to immediately grab Kestrel by the collar and hold him back. Be like, no, 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 no. No.
But, like, there's something over
You're
there.
going to die if you go down there.
How do you know?
Kestrel, every part of your brain is thinking of home in the tavern, those nights that you guys sat on the couch watching, the Revengeancers, Mrs. Doubtfrost coming in and making delicious meals, comfort of home, almost a net of safety, warmth. And she's pulling you in the opposite direction.
Well, he's trying to force himself. Like, come on,
I will
gotta go this way.
possibly pull him back if I have to do checks. I will show you.
Okay, yeah, we will do checks against this.
Okay, I would like Scales to roll a athletics or acrobatics.
Ooh.
Or athletics, sorry, not acrobatics.
Can I help?
Athletics.
Adam.
Can I help Scales?
No,
And I'm sorry, do I just have athletics?
just athletics.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you miss. Kestrel, you start going down that path.
I do, yep.
Okay. Guys, tell me that I'm not the only one that don't smell the sweet death.
Why do you call it sweet death?
He didn't even say it was sweet. He just said we had to go there.
Oh. I thought I actually mentioned it was sweet. Never mind.
I don't smell anything either. Don't even know why he's going that way.
Auntie just kind of goes, I just smell cave.
Yeah, me too.
I actually imagine Auntie said that while she was with a cigarette. I just smell.
So Kestrel, you're a few hundred feet down by this point.
Come on, guys, let's go.
You guys are seeing him move with a cheer in his step. He has not displayed in the last since you guys have entered this cave.
Alright.
Yeah, the
let's
crazy
just-
guy is acting crazy. Do you want to follow the crazy guy?
I look at the scales. Well, want to be a parent and keep the crazy guy alive?
Do I want to be a parent? I'm just giving like Auntie that look. I'm just like, look at me type thing.
We've been following tracks the whole time. Now why is he going the
At
other?
this point, you guys cannot see him anymore.
Just
Yeah, I'm going to go keep him alive. And I'm going to be a quicking pace to him.
What about the other two?
I'm just gonna look at Stone and be like, just give me a moment. I'm gonna etch a marking on the wall and do the arrow in the other direction if I can. I don't know, with a rock or something.
I mean, you do have a knife, I believe, and a shovel in your guys'
Yeah,
toolkit.
I have like shovels, like flint and steel
Yeah,
kits and stuff.
um,
Basically marking it to be like, this is where we need to go in the other direction.
It's not a Mona Lisa.
I'm not
but,
expecting
Like
it.
you slam it a few times and you do get like a very crude arrow drawn on the wall.
If
you're
possible,
also
I wanted-
banging very loudly, and all of you guys can hear this banging echoing throughout the cave.
I do like a little like octopus
Ow.
symbol as well. So I know that was my marking.
No,
Aw.
that's not gonna happen.
Oh.
You attempt it, and it's just like some marks underneath of it. You're like, that's not even close. Like,
Close enough. Yeah, and I'll dash over that way.
okay.
I
And make your
imagine
way
you
down.
were like basically carving out an arrow with the side of the shovel, just like spang, bang.
But you guys eventually catch up to Kestrel. It doesn't take long because he's not running or anything. He's just taking a quickened pace.
Alright.
It is starting to get towards evening time, and you guys are getting kind of tired. You guys find yourselves just in the middle of a cave or a tunnel. That's it.
Kestrel. That's just like eventually getting.
I'm just going.
David. Damon.
Yeah.
So at this point, does the smell feel like it's getting stronger, closer, like what?
It's definitely, you're going in the right direction.
Okay. Gotcha.
Castrol,
Yeah.
you've been following tracks this whole time. Why are you just suddenly going left?
Because I have this like remarkable smell. It smells like home, kind of like, for lack of a better word, like I smell pie that way.
What?
Yeah. It's like
None of us
I don't know
smell
if there's
pie.
like someone. Yeah, I mean, you guys can't smell it seriously.
No.
I'm going to give it a good old sniff again.
Give me a perception check.
Nice.
You guys all need baths. Hardcore baths.
First scale.
You guys fucking
What
reek.
do you mean, especially scales?
all of you stink. And you guys also walk through the goblin poop room.
We did, yeah.
So you guys, at the bottom of all of your guys' shoes and boots, have like a good inch and a half of just
Shit.
decaying, nasty, petrified, and just all sorts of mix of just goblin shit and waste. You guys don't smell good.
How the
Auntie.
hell are you smelling anything?
Auntie.
here?
You smell the very faintest scent of cinnamon.
Well, fuck.
What? What, Archie?
You kind of have to like put out your cigarette first. You're like, wait a second. You put it out and you're like sniffing and you're like, oh fuck. It is like this is the same. You know, like try to check your party members, make sure they ain't got anything, but they fucking reek. Yeah, down the way, Kestrel's coming. Like just because every once in a while you guys do get like not gusts of air and stuff like that, but you guys do get air coming through. And yeah, just on the very faintest bit of the wind, just a hint of it.
Alright, I don't think he's crazy.
Okay, so you're telling me that the paranoid guy that had a mental breakdown not too long ago, might I add, suddenly smells something sweet and nice. And instead of following the tracks, which we've been dedicated following the tracks for I don't know how many days now, has decided to follow the sweet thing because he's hungry.
Well, I didn't see the tracks actually. I just.
But we just said the tracks go right!
Well, actually,
I was already heading off at that point.
You guys are a good mile or so past that at this point.
I know.
He wasn't even
I
looking
know.
for tracks. He just went left.
Either way, he had a mental breakdown. That's not the point here. We're gonna follow the guy with the mental breakdown?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. As he's continuing to go forward.
Yeah, are you gonna push through exhaustion?
Oh no, I thought we were talking this whole time and walking, talking.
Yeah, this is getting towards the point where it's like getting towards evening time.
Okay. So how does that work exactly when it's like not a solid day shift? Like let's say I do another hour, am I like screwed then for the day or what?
Considering you guys don't know exactly how long things have been going, it's rolling the dice.
Okay.
You don't know how long you could push until you would get, to the point of tired and stuff. But you just get the sense that pushing yourself in dangerous territory might not be the best idea.
Okay, gotcha.
Because if you get caught with your pants down, you're fucked.
Yeah. I 100% think this is the right way to go, but I think we should probably camp first.
let's sleep on the decision at least.
I wouldn't sleep on it. I'll go back to the tea section and then have a nice, calm conversation back at the tea section, where the tracks are, where it's
I like what you're thinking,
safer.
Scales. I want to point one thing out. If we go to the T section, we'll have 3 routes where we don't know which way is going. This way, we only have 2.
No, we know which way we're going. We're going to the right, clearly.
Also, I'd like to just add in the fact that you guys are tired now, and the idea is to move back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather have my back and front exposed than my back, front, inside. So camping here is the best solution.
No one wants to be screwed on all 3 sides.
Rule about a bar fight, being up against the wall.
I do think we should set up camp. Though I'm getting tired.
Of course,
Okay,
the
Kestrel
guy
starts
with.
putting out his stuff.
Skills is just gonna throw her hands up just in the air in frustration, and be like, "Of course, the cinnamon-smelling guy is tired now."
Oh,
Sets
are
up
you
camp.
not tired?
I thought he was smelling pie.
Well, it was Dutch. He's gonna describe the pipe to him now. We'll go into full detail about it.
And it's bad, Kestrel, because you're literally describing it as you're smelling it, and it
Oh,
just
yeah.
honestly helps your description.
Yeah.
And as he gets like halfway through the description, no perception required. There's like in all you guys' tummies because it is dinner time and sleep time, and he's describing delicious food.
Okay. Stop. Stop. I'm just looking at like.
As Stone quickly goes in and just starts pulling out a ration.
Too bad you don't have bacon.
Oh, now he remembers the bacon that got took.
Okay, I'm gonna write off my ration for the day and whatnot.
Yep, make sure to write off your food and your drinks. Scales, let me know if you drink the water that you collected.
Okay. I get so nervous when you say that. Oh god, I'm trying to
Anyone need
think.
some water? Or did we take care of that last time?
I've got 7 days of the purple cave water, right? Yeah. That's what I wrote to my thingy. So,
Yeah, 2 days of water, or 2 days of water and 3 days of food.
no purple cave water. And I've just had me last food.
Same. I just had my last food as well.
Stone?
I hijacked your guys' food, so if you guys.
I'm good for today. Tomorrow.
So Stone still needs dinner?
Do you need dinner, Stone?
I do. Jesus, probably gut.
Alright, here's the ration. Do you need water too, or you have water?
I probably don't have water either. So.
She has nothing.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Alright, here's the water. Do you want to take your water, or you want me to put my bag down?
Well, you need to put your bag down.
You guys are setting up your camp, so you probably would set your bag down.
Well, I imagine I'm literally rifling through the bag to give her these things. It's like, do you want a cigarette while I have my bag open? Or are you done bumming?
I'm good. No.
Okay, are you guys setting up a watch?
Yeah.
Okay, who's gonna be taking first watch?
What's our normal routine?
Usually we alternate it, so like Stone and Scales go one way. Basically, out of character, we alternate, so Kestrel and Scales are not on the same team. That's out of character, by the way. I'm not actually saying
I
that.
like how you said that and not me.
Yeah, currently you guys, or previously you guys were doing the 2-person longer watch.
Yeah.
Meaning less rotations with 2 people, so each group has to sleep longer, so your guys' overall nighttime is longer than normal. So instead of the normal 8 hours, it's like 12.
Do you want to do 8 or 12 here?
I'll go longer and don't have like a watch by yourself.
Alright, long one.
Longer it is, yeah. Because there's 2 directions, a watch person can't
Yeah.
go both ways at once, so yeah.
So who's the first one?
Kestrel and Stone, because he's the one leading us down this path.
Sure.
I need a perception check from both of you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
That's like my first high roll in a while now, jeez.
You guys begin your watch. First few hours go by. It's quiet, you know. Stinks, yeah. Kestrel, you just keep getting the whiffs of that fucking pie, and it's just it's like it's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. You don't know if it's gonna be a light or anything. Your whole body's aching for it now. But you guys get to about the 3rd hour of your watch before the shaking happens again. Starts off slow and smooth, and it starts getting very harsh. You hear a loud cracking of stone echoing, but it's hard to tell how far away it was. Kestrel, It is the way you're going, but it sounds very distant.
Okay.
Very distant. And after a little bit, um, it stops. Another earthquake has passed.
Okay.
And then your guys' watch ends. A couple hours after that.
Wake up for the next watch.
Yep.
Okay. On T scales, you guys get woken up.
Hang on. Who woke up Scales?
I'm assuming Stone.
Not Kestrel, yeah, so yeah.
Okay.
Boop.
Is the crazy guy still here?
Points to get Stone points to the crazy guy.
It's like she purposely woke up and looked the opposite way so she wouldn't see Kestrel.
Yeah.
Over to her side.
Don't tell him, but this might be the first time I'm happy to see that he didn't run off. I'm just gonna get up and go.
Ooh, snap. As I slowly go to bed, like.
Okay. Next two?
Yeah.
Wasn't correct.
Yes. Okay. Scales, you're aggravated.
Yeah.
You really want to go down that other path.
Bearing your blinds, you, my young Padawan.
Auntie,
Mm.
about 2 hours into your watch, you do get a scent of not cinnamon this time, but kind of dustiness in the air. Like loose, like have you ever been around when someone's shoveling?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
I
like that
can
smell,
believe
like that earthy smell where it's like very dusty and just like, but it's very faint.
Is it enough to where you get that kind of dusty taste in your mouth?
No, it's very faint.
Okay. Were we informed of the earthquake when they woke us up, or
Nope.
not?
Nope.
I was
Guys,
confused
it
with
Guys,
the answer skills question.
Well, marking that down into interesting and player knowledge that I understand.
But that's it. The rest of your guys' watch goes unabated. The smell does get a little bit stronger as the hours progress, but that could just be, like this. The wind isn't fast moving around here, so you think that it's just slowly creeping in.
Gotcha.
Auntie, I have a
Was it-
question.
Yes.
You think if I buy Castrol, I'll end up injecting him with something?
Come again?
Just a thought. You like see like a fan pop out like. She just
Are
playing
you
with it.
trying to milk your fangs?
Yeah,
Nothing comes out.
I figured.
I'm literally just watching her with a cigarette in my mouth, like, what?
And honestly, after a minute or two of doing it, your mouth is sore. Like, actually sore. You should probably stop doing that.
I stop. Once it gets sore, I stop.
Memory serves, a milk snake past a point, his organs get very sensitive and can cause a snake a mass amount of pain.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
I mean, it'd be interesting though.
Eating breakfast might be a little interesting.
I mean, think about it. If I buy down on Castro and then, I don't know, well, if he goes paralytic or something, then we can just drag him back to the correct path. It's
but
just
then
a
we're
just a
down,
thought.
remember?
Hmm?
Yeah, but then we're down someone who's capable of fighting.
I mean, is he capable of fighting?
I don't know. We'll see.
Cough, John Wick moment, please.
I consider you a crazy person.
It's funny because he thinks the same thing about you.
Yeah.
guys have more common ground than you think.
I'm just going to kindly point out he was a little bit more capable than I was in that last fight.
I don't know. I'd rather have someone with a brain that can't shoot than someone with no brain who can shoot.
I'd rather be both.
Shrugs and continue not doing her watch.
You guys' watch goes by unabated.
Yeah,
It is morning time.
we think.
Ish, yeah.
No. We're rested.
You guys wait for the rest of them.
On that note, I will give it a little bit like 30 minutes worth before waking up just to make sure everyone's rested.
Sure.
We're already waiting 12 hours, so I'm just going to give them that little bit extra time to sleep in.
I'm gonna just go
Sure.
put my stuff away then in that 30 minutes.
Okay. The other two start waking up as someone starts putting up all their stuff, which is not a quiet endeavor.
I mean, that's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I slowly rise up like a zombie. Yay!
Nosferatu. Arms across her chest, crawls, just rises. Don't give me an acrobatics check.
Ow!
Ooh. She does it, and Stone, you don't realize sometimes how much upper body mass you have. Cause you got arms, you got shoulders, your chest, all of it, just, lined with a pretty decent amount of muscle. And you get disturbed, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this. And so you put your arms, and you go up. And you guys hear a loud crack as Stone puts her forehead and face right into the side of the cave tunnel.
Ooh,
Which-
wow.
Immediately wakes you up, Kestrel. Like, if you were groggy trying to get up, you're awake now.
Yeah.
You take 1 point of damage.
Ow, my face.
As you guys see a little trail of blood coming down from her forehead.
Everyone okay? He kind of hops out of his tent.
I'm fine.
Also, you guys have no tents down here.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. We do the sleeping bag thing, yeah.
I'm just watching this whole thing happen.
I'm
Do
just
I
gonna
still
let out the
the,
deepest of sighs.
Do I still smell the pie?
Yes, you do.
Also,
Awesome.
how do I update my HP from here?
I mean, there's multiple ways you can do it.
I just get edit and then lower the total. Just gotta keep track of what your own total is, though.
Yeah, as long as it's noted somewhere and you guys can keep track of it, I don't care. I understand that these sheets are limited.
Yeah, I just use a calculator.
Or you could do or your notes on it or something in the bio section. There's a lot of places you could write it.
Oh, you could just put.
What was that?
I said, hell, you could just put it in Discord.
Sure, I guess.
Just.
Write it on a piece of paper.
Sure,
That's not good.
Yeah.
sure. You guys awake though.
Yeah, we're awake.
Ow. Rubbing my forehead.
Anything happened last night, guys?
I smelled some dust, and we were talking about toxication.
Well, there was an earthquake when Stone and I had our watch, so maybe that's where the dust came from.
A what?
There was an earthquake.
And you didn't think to tell us this because... Oh, let me guess, you was too busy smelling sweet stuff and happily having a nice dream about cupcakes.
I also love that you immediately snapped at Kestrel, even though Stone was the one who woke you up.
Don't even bring it up either.
Yeah, but this is Stone we're talking about. You're nice, Stone, aren't you?
Ow.
And I just patch
Stone,
it.
you're not quite sure if you feel insulted for some reason.
Sorry, I hit my head. What was that?
It's fine, Stone. You did good. You did good.
No one blames you, Stone. Pastor, we have higher expectations for you.
Oh.
That's got right to it there.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check, Stone.
Is it with disadvantage
Brain
because of
power.
a brain injury?
No. Of course.
Yeah, you get the hint that they're making fun of you right now.
Oh.
It takes
Genuinely,
you a few seconds to realize it.
Like, there's probably like someone's probably just like standing there
Rubbing your forehead like, oh, wait a second.
Wait a second.
Well, what do you mean? Wait a second. I already packed up my sleeping tent. There.
Yeah, they're already ready to go.
Hmm.
You've been rubbing your head this whole time.
Oh,
No, but you guys can gather up your stuff. It doesn't take much. You guys just have sleeping bags out.
I gather my nothing.
I am not.
You pick up
I
your
am
Frank
not
arm.
literally borrowing Auntie's sleeping bag.
No. Aside from the Frank arm.
She cuddles with the Frank arm every night.
Yep, yes I do.
Nice.
But you guys pack up all your stuff.
All right, let's get going.
To the right,
Guess
right?
we're heading. Well, straight ahead, or whatever Kestrel's pointing at.
The way the smell comes.
Yeah, that way.
To the pie?
To the pie.
To the pie.
Yay?
If this pie kills us, I'm gonna say I told you so and never let you live it down.
If this pie kills us, we won't live to live it down.
I mean,
He is right.
But
let's
then
hope we have
then
become
we can
back
haunt
as,
them, so we can never let them live it down.
or we come back as ghosts and I haunt you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can.
Remember ghosts?
I'll give it a goddamn try.
As we continue down.
Questions for later.
Kestrel, give me a perception check.
Shall do.
I was gonna say, can I whisper something to Auntie about Kestrel?
Sure. This will be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Are you and I'm
Give me a dex check first. With
Yeah.
disadvantage because you're in an echoey cave.
yeah.
It's like those echoes where it sounds where you're whispering, but it sounds like regular talk somewhere else.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the voices compound to make it just normal speak.
It's like,
Uh-huh.
hey Auntie, are you sure you don't want me to try? You sure?
And yes, you all hear this.
I'm just gonna say,
Try what? Someone says.
I'm just gonna look at her and say, maybe when we get back to town.
Fair enough.
Okay, you guys proceed for the next couple hours. Nothing else to really note. The ground is still littered with, old tracks. No perception check needed. Like it looks like this area has been used by the small humanoid creatures for a long time. You guys continue for a few hours before Kestrel. The cave tunnel that you guys find yourselves in kind of takes a sharp bend to the left, and then another slightly sharp bend to the right. And as soon as you peer around the corner, Kestrel, you see an opening going right, and a small creature at the very cusp of your guys' light look over towards your direction and then start skittering on the tunnel that you guys are currently on. So basically, imagine a straight line. There's a path going to the right. The creature was looking towards there, but immediately darted on the straight path
Sorry,
and started running that way.
I'm trying to draw this map, and me as a player who has no sense of direction is now confused about which one's left and which one's right. Is that accurate?
Which way are you going?
Oh, we're going to smell.
Yeah,
Oh, you guys are traveling this way, correct?
yeah.
So
And you
left
said-
would be-
You said you were going to the right, and then going to the left, and then you said there was a small opening to the right. Was that
yes.
it? Okay,
This would be
sorry.
left. This would be right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it went down this way, basically.
Okay.
You know, for all of our trying, we're really bad at giving this teenager direction.
You're giving bad at giving this 26-year-old direction.
So yeah, Kestrel, you do see that. He is immediately alerted. You guys do have lights and stuff like that. And as soon as you guys make your way around, as soon as you cross around there, you see it like and just dart down the path.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be one of those very disfigured ones. It seems one of the more natural ones, based on how fast it took off.
Okay. Well, Castro will warn the guys, hey, I just saw one of those things. Didn't look like a dead one, but like it scampered off down that way. Keep an eye out. Just in case.
Dead.
Well, you know, like
Mushroom
flesh
fins.
ones that were dead. Yeah.
As he says, I'm just pulling out my gun at the ready. Okay.
So you said there's an opening, right? So
Yes.
what does the opening look like? Is it just another passageway?
Do you move up there to go see?
Sure.
Okay. As you guys approach, everyone, it smells very dusty in here. As you guys make your way up to the opening, Kestrel, you look down. It is completely caved in. It looks very fresh.
Okay.
And you do see like very you see handprints all over the rocks. It looks like dirty handprints at first, but then you notice that there's clearly bloody handprints on them, and they're small little handprints, as if kind of looks like someone was very hard or very seriously trying to get their way through here. You do see a couple small stones like disturbed, and it looks like they just got really aggressive with it.
Okay, like if someone's like digging like with their bare hands, kind of like deal.
Kind of.
Okay, yeah. And I
You
got
see a lot of scrapes and scratch marks, and you think you do see a broken nail on one of the rocks.
I just want to imagine there's just a thumb still attached.
No.
So I do got a question. Two things. One, which way is the smell coming from now?
Still straight.
So straight ahead, not with this path that was caved in.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Mm.
towards the little goblin friend.
I'm just trying
Well,
to
it
think,
looks
is
like
that...
whatever they were trying to reach was that way, but the smell's going this way.
That's caved in, and then we need to go... I think. I have no
What?
idea. I'm so confused now. I'm trying to draw a map, and I don't know
Okay.
how to draw maps.
You guys didn't go down the right path. The right path is blocked off to the person making the map.
Okay. Upper path. Got it.
She likes to add additional paths. Wait, what? What are you doing?
That's a blocked
No.
off one, right?
No.
Oh. So...
This is where you guys are. Along this, right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I
This
thought
is
it
the
would be-
path. This is the right. This is right here is blocked off. Maybe someone else should take over map.
One of the other arts, please.
Yeah,
Moose,
someone
you're
who can
on.
actually, draw fins.
Okay, no. Okay, just I don't. Why do you have that?
I don't know. I'm trying to
get-
figure it out.
Just delete all this. This is the path you guys currently have.
Okay.
So, do we have another volunteer for the map drawing? Okay, no more maps.
I have to speak up, don't I?
Someone needs to.
Otherwise, you're gonna get
I'm
me
not-
drawing
I'm not
it.
gonna keep stop- I'm not gonna keep stopping to correct the map.
Alright.
You guys should honestly be happy I have been making this many corrections.
And he's only doing that because he knows his wife is awful with directions.
Yes.
Freehand. Okay. So where are we?
Here. Wrong thing. Here. You guys are at that path. This right path is blocked off. It's a caved in.
Right here.
Yes. There is another path going this way,
This
which
way.
the smell is coming from.
Ah, that's why I was confused. I thought we took a right turn and then there was another thing.
No, the right path is blocked. How could you go down a blocked path? And then you made a second left and right turn.
Okay. So we should proceed, but be cautious. And I guess we proceed.
Okay.
I put my gun out. Yeah.
You guys proceed along for a few hours. Castro, at one point, it almost seems like you've caught up because you hear panting in front of you. But at the moment you guys start like getting close to it, you hear it skitter off again. And there is, you know, signs that the creature has been through here. Along the walls, every once in a while, you do see the bloody handprints, as if
Okay.
someone was like resting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just continue along.
Yep.
Okay. Another 2 hours pass.
Oh, by the way, I will put that out to them that, apparently this guy's just kind of beelining the direction we're going.
Okay. I mean, it's not like a huge hidden path. Like the
Yeah.
handprints are all over the place. And for the most part, you guys also hear the panted breathing and taking off. Um, your lights are definitely giving you guys a way down here.
Pursuit chase at this point.
Are you guys going to try to go into a full chase?
Do you
I
guys
will
care?
remind you at this point, you guys have traveled almost like 4 hours since the last intersection. Quickening pace of this scale will tire you guys.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, so I think we should just keep regular pace.
I was gonna say, how many of us can see without the lights? I
Alright,
mean,
so
if our light,
That's
if our lights are giving us away, we might as well go lightless.
well, also there's only one direction, so they'll obviously hear us.
Oh yeah,
Light
obviously.
giving us away, sure, I agree. Or how about this? Yeah, I'll do the thing that Scales did, where just blink the lights. Just
What?
click. Do a thing where click on, click off to see if the goblin notices it.
It clearly notices us. It keeps on scampering away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
why it's the at this point you guys have already gotten to one catch-up point and it took off again. So you don't know where it is right now. You know what direction it's going, but as of right now, you can't tell how far away it is.
Sure, the lights are giving us away, but they already know we're here.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to move quieter, we can, but the element surprise lost on us.
Yeah, 'cause like I said, at this point it's already a one-way spot. We're already heading this direction.
I know I'm all
Oh,
for going back the opposite way, but we're following the crazy guy.
Oh, to be fair, now we're following a goblin.
Yay.
Man, the bitching has really taken on like a different is it just one episode one of you guys have to complain?
Don't worry, I got next episodes.
You guys continue?
Mhm.
We've been continuing.
Okay.
Apparently.
After about another hour, Kestrel, as you're rounding kind of a slight bend, at the very end you see the creature. It is currently up against a collapsed path. It's on the top part of it, basically trying to move rocks, and you can see like there's a slight spacing on the top of it, but there's like a pretty large stone, almost like half the size of the creature, and it's like digging its hands in, and like you can tell like it's the right side of its hand as it's smashing in there, trying to get it in there to try to loosen this larger rock. You can see more and more blood coming, like a darkish greenish ichor. But as you guys kind of get to that point, Kestrel, you see that it turns towards you and starts like like a madman. It's trying to move, and then it gives up on that rock and it goes to another one and starts jostling it. It loosens a couple, but the overall cave-in doesn't like shift. Like just a few smaller rocks move, and it's like just frantically trying to get through this passageway. It's literally caught between you guys and this cave-in.
Yeah, so like I do have two questions then. So one, is this like kind of like the end path, kind of like the cave-in's like to the end path?
There's a cave-in.
Okay, yeah. What I'm saying, like, there's no other branching path. It's just a cave-in right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the smell's still coming from this direction, right?
Yes. Very strong.
I think we're close, guys. Although we do got to deal with our buddy here.
I'm just gonna have my gun aimed and just not firing, just having it trained on the creature?
It's frantically trying to break through this rock formation.
Hey, creature on the rocks, we're not going to kill you if you're not going to kill us.
No response.
I'm gonna assume it doesn't
Hmm.
speak our tongue, so I'm just gonna cautiously approach it,
Hmm.
gun still trained on it, and watch for any sudden movements.
How close are
Oh.
you trying to get?
Not
Because
combat
currently
range.
it's about 6 feet off the ground floor because it's still on the top part of the cave in. So you're kind of looking up at it as the small creature is like trying to skitter around, trying to clear any of the loose rocks.
Should I fire a warning shot? I say to the group.
I think it's
I mean-
already scared.
Yeah.
On a side note, though, on the mention of languages and stuff, can I think of any other languages? Or like from old memory stuff? I can't remember if I've already done a check like that before or not.
I've already addressed this before.
I can't remember.
People with amnesia, there have been cases where people have learned more than one languages and they lose the faculty until they start trying. It's hard to know what you can do if you don't know what you can do.
It's
Does
like
that make sense?
unlocking in your brain.
Yeah, I didn't know if I thought about it. Could I?
You guys have
Okay.
already addressed this before and it's
Okay.
kind of been blank.
Okay.
Nothing.
You guys got like idea of languages, you understand goblin, you guys understand dwarvish, things like that, but it's still a lot of your guys' knowledge and stuff is still blocked behind just not knowing.
Fair enough.
Like Stone might know dwarven ale, but if Stone tries to speak dwarf, she's probably not gonna. She's gonna struggle very
Yeah.
hard.
That's fair. I just couldn't remember if we knew it or not.
Yes, you guys have tried to address this before.
Let's be
And
happy.
there's been little bits here and there that have come through the surface, but yeah.
Again, I'm just happy we have the language.
And I remind you, these creatures don't seem to speak a language.
Yeah.
So, out of misery or incapacitate?
Catch pulls out his gun. I think out of misery personally, and he just shoots it.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll it.
Yeah, 1 second. 7.
Okay.
Oh,
It
there's
hits
our
the rock
warning.
right next to it. It skitters to the other side of the collapse and continues trying to frantically. It's now trying to bite at the rocks and stuff.
I'm gonna go up to the creature and be like, "What the? How do you?
How close?
Jesus Christ!" I'm just gonna like ginger walk up. I'm trying to think. Close enough that I'm like a good 10 foot away from it.
Okay.
Oh no, where's
You guys watch as Scales walks up, and as soon
I'm
as she
just gonna-
gets to the 10-foot mark,
Hmm.
and she goes to speak, the creature immediately turns and lunges towards you.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say that it's gonna get that lunge off before you can react because your
That's
last
fair.
intent was to move forward and address it.
Yeah.
I have a
That's fair.
question. My gun's been trained on this creature the whole time. Can I take a reaction?
Yeah, but remember, cause then effect.
Okay. Just let me know if I can do anything.
Yeah, just give me a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll just roll this because it's basically the same thing.
Cool.
Okay, it completely misses you and just face plants right into the ground. You guys, and it's just you see it coming. It's so frantic. It's like according to animal, you know it's gonna strike. So as you're walking and it lunges, you just kind of take a slight step to the left, Scales, and it just face plants right in the ground. You guys hear a very loud crack, and there's a little twitching from the body, but that's it.
Is it already dead?
I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah, I'm just
"Hey."
trying to confirm kill and just smash. Are our boots fine to step on these things?
I was gonna say
I
you
mean,
do your thing.
We got what's it called, stone litter type of thing with Frank's hand.
Actually, yeah, Stone. Can you double tap that? Make sure it's dead.
I was going to not kill the creature.
Scales, give me a medicine check.
Yes. What's medicine again?
Scales, I agree 100%. I'm always don't kill the
Jeez.
creature. But at the same time, this is a kind of monster level.
There we go. What was it? Intelligence?
Just let her try what she wants to do.
The shape of its neck and the indent in its head looks like this creature is pretty much dead, and you're probably just seeing the death throes of it right now.
Died on impact.
I'm just gonna sigh and just be like.
Because
Okay.
even the more healthy versions of these creatures are still very frail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand up and walk. I was like, okay.
And you do have to touch the creature a little bit to really.
Oh yeah,
and
obviously.
yeah, this is the fungi and stuff all over it as well.
Mhm.
You just out of spite begin to check it without really thinking about it, and you look at your hands after the fact, and you're like, wait a second, but nothing's happening.
If I'm gonna see if I can use a Peely thingy.
To do what?
I don't know because you said I was doing death saving throws. I wasn't sure if I can. I know. Help fix.
No, not death saving throws. These are. It's dead.
Oh, I
Like,
thought you said you
you're
was doing
watching
death
its
saving throws.
body- No, death throws, meaning the
Ah.
last little bit of spark of the body,
Okay.
like, yeah, it's dead. Its body's just reacting.
Okay.
It's like currently shitting its pants right now. Like,
Multiple fins. 2. Kestrel shooting someone in the back with whilst it's trying to run away scared. That's just downright despicable. 2. This one was healthy. Remember we were following tracks and there was a little track? This could have been the little tracker dude. He could have said something.
he didn't.
Yeah,
Wait,
because he
wait,
was
wait,
scared.
Wait. Pause real quick. Back up. What did you say about small thing you were tracking?
It was in the tracks, there was like normal tracks and there was smaller tracks. I remember
The
you saying.
smaller tracks were the people dragging behind the bodies.
Ah.
There's 2 sets. Small humanoid, okay?
Mm.
And most of them look like a foot.
Okay,
like,
okay. I'm getting
foot.
confused.
The other one mostly looks like boots.
Okay. Scratch that bit then. But still, shooting someone in the back and there was this healthy one.
I was thinking trying to kill us before, and they're known by the town as.
Yeah, but it was running away. You see all the bloody handprints on the wall? It's clearly
Yeah, I'm
scared.
aware of that. Yeah,
You're shooting something scared in the back of the head.
I was trying to ease its misery because
Why?
there's no way it would have. There's no way it would have let us.
How do you know?
Because
Did you try?
It quite literally attacked you.
Yeah, because it was scared because someone tried to shoot it.
It was already scared. It was literally.
Yeah, and it's even more scared because someone shot at it.
You
I
did
know.
kind of shoot at him, so that scared it more, but I think it was scared before that too.
It was scared before that, but I'm just saying, shooting it in the back of the head when it's already running away. Please, Auntie, can I just bite him just once? Just once.
I'm just gonna look at Kestrel. She says this, just like, not even like disapproving, just kind of that. Can she? Just waiting.
I'm not sure why you want to defend a creature who tried to kill you. So whatever.
Hey, Scales, I need you to roll me a wisdom saving
Yes. She's
throw.
gonna.
Oh, not for what you think.
Oh, okay.
Just the can I bite her?
1.
At the moment you're yelling at Kestrel, your world starts getting very dizzy.
Okay.
All the voices of your allies begin wah, 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 like just echoing, and you feel gravity starting to shift. Like you're trying to stand up straight, but you can tell you're starting to. It feels like you're leaning left and right, and you're trying to compensate. And then in the back of your head, you hear the voice, that feeling before. Through the void, you must escape. Out, out, out. And you guys watch as Scales
Yeah.
collapse to the ground, grabbing your head and passes out.
Well, that expedites many things. Fuck.
Castro's gonna go to her side and do a quick like medicine check, I guess.
Yeah, for you guys were in the middle of this debate, and she just in the middle of the conversation, you saw her eyes slightly drift from like focusing face to face. You see her eyes just kind of drift, and she just
Can I
wobbled
buy-
slightly to the left, slightly to the right, grabbed her head, and just fell.
Yay!
So like I said, medicine check, I guess.
Sure,
Yeah. So
Can I assist with that?
sure. So
what's that,
intelligence.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You immediately in the middle of this like argument, you go into like, oh shit, like this is serious. You just, it didn't look like anything gentle. So Kestra, you immediately leap on it, onto your right behind him. Like you guys start looking at her, like check her pulse, check her breathing, and stuff like that. All vitals seem normal.
Scales, are you okay? Like, he's gonna kind of like lightly tap her on the cheek.
Scales, you feel someone slapping you on your cheek?
You alright?
Do I hear that?
Yeah.
Ow. Ow.
Hey, can you stay on your own?
Can I?
Here, I'll help.
Kind of. Yeah, we'll help her up, but like, you just kind of fainted. Like, you okay?
This is probably the best description I could give you,
Mhm.
honey. You know when you have like a serious sugar crash
Yes.
and it feels like the life is just draining and like you could just fade away in a moment, that kind of like scariness,
Yeah.
that your loss of faculty of your own body, senses, will. That's what you just felt, and it was very scary. At first, when you were, I'm just gonna say this. Give me a wisdom check, Scales.
Yeah.
With advantage, because this
Oh,
is
thank
your-
God.
Scales, previously when you were joking about the octopus god and the last time you had a voice come in your head and you were kind of hopeful about it, kind of making jokes, saying you were going to worship a octopus god and stuff. This is definitely the same feeling, sensation, and voice. Whether to say it's an octopus god or not, you're not quite sure. But this was not good. This felt like something was trying to hijack you. And whatever that thing presence was that you just experienced, it does not have the best interest of your heart and mind.
Can,
That was a sentence.
can I bite myself with my hands? Like, just to give
What
like
was
a
that?
sharp pain. I want to bite my own arm type thing to do like the whole
Sure.
pain therapy type thing. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You just hear like get her two hands and just stab really hard.
Both of them snap.
Oh.
Forgot you were wearing. Forgot you were wearing armor.
Can I pick up her face off the ground?
Sure.
Alright.
Okay, how about this? Because we still gotta get away out of here. Auntie, you mind bandaging her up, Stone?
Yeah.
Help me work on this exit.
There's really not bandaging, it's just they snap, that was it.
I know, but still, that.
I feel my tinier fans. Are they like off completely, or are they like half off? Half off. whatever?
One of them's about maybe an eighth of an inch. The other one is down to the gummy part.
Oh.
Yeah, Joe's gonna be like, why did you do that? Why?
Guess you research snake stuff.
Hmm?
Nothing. I'll explain after the session.
Okay.
That's skills. Why'd you do that? Why?
Auntie is just gonna say, ask Scales for her to take a look to see if it's bad and needs attention or not.
Looks perfectly fine. Honestly, you guys did see her try to bite her own arm. It's honestly probably a good thing they broke.
Yeah. Okay, so Scales.
We need to go. We need to go now.
When we
Work
get
on it.
back,
Stone out here.
so when we get back to town, I'll buy you the biggest bottle of wine possible, or whiskey, whatever to take care of that toothache.
Will it grow back? Oh.
Yeah, like everyone does their own
You see that full-on like puppy eyes? Her pride and joy is now out of her face. It's just like an orc or a dwarf like losing their beard or their tusk.
I just imagine as soon as she says that everyone freezes, just like shit. Will they grow back?
Yeah. Like mid shovel stroke
Before you guys do an intelligence check, you guys do grasp the difference between a snake person and a snake.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Just to let you guys know, you guys have already done a Yanti roll before.
Mhm.
I can't allow that. But if you guys want to see if snakes can grow back their fangs, sure.
She still didn't even answer why.
Do snakes grow back their fangs?
I don't know. Do they with my 10?
Ooh, Kestrel.
Kestrel. There are a lot of snake breeds and types of snakes that if their fangs snap, that's it. They will never ever grow another set. That's it. You do know that though, that poisonous ones do. A lot of them.
Okay.
You also know that snakes that are constantly milked for their poison, and you're kind of questioning why you know this. That's for you to mull over. But this text, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was about to say.
You
For some
should.
reason, like when you think about making poisons, things that kill, you think back to snakes being milked, other creatures, and you know that somewhere deep down, you know that creatures who are subjected to that milking constantly, those areas can become brittle and weakened.
So Keston will say, well, this is what I know about snakes. I'm not sure if it necessarily applies to snake people like yourself. And he'll go into the whole thing and explain it all.
So they'll go back? Yeah, they'll go back.
If you're poisonous, hopefully.
Sure, yeah. Let's say that. Keston continues digging.
You digging?
Huh?
Kester, you said digging?
Yeah, like I said this whole time, Stone and
Okay, so you and Stone are moving the rocks.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try and continue.
Okay,
forward.
I need a strength check. I'm assuming from Stone.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Actually,
Alright, now you roll.
Okay, yeah, fuck it, I'll be nice. Okay, as Scales is there and you guys are having the conversation about snakes, you guys do see Kestrel and Stone start moving rocks. It's gonna take a minute. It's not gonna be like instantaneous, but
Of course, yeah.
yeah, these rocks, if you guys put maybe, you don't know how much time or how long, but none of these seem bigger rocks than you guys can manage.
Alright, we'll put our time to it.
Can I have my friends back?
Yes, sweetie. And I'm just going to put them in her hand.
I'm just gonna hold them and sit there and cry a little bit and then stick them in my bag, make sure they're safe.
Sure.
I'll stick them in an empty container if needs be. Yeah.
Baby teeth.
Scale, if we go back, I'll have someone make you a pair of new teeth. How about that?
You can make new teeth?
Yeah, I once knew this one guy where his whole mouth was knocked out, so he had the bottom place all with metal teeth.
And maybe I can't remember the person's name.
Uh-huh.
Scales is scared, and it's not just her fangs.
I'm trying to help the best I can.
I know. It's just there's an underlying fear.
Yeah.
I just looked at your passive perception and stuff. Yeah.
I was gonna say I can't remember the person's name. Rep him, make it go.
Frank?
That's it.
Named after the Frank arm?
I couldn't remember. I think it's because girl and then Frank and like but no, be like and then
I'm
maybe
sorry, these people have normal sounding names.
it's like
They have human names.
maybe Frank can put the poison spray in the thingy and make a poison tooth. Yeah.
That sounds fun, but also I don't want you to bite yourself. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We can figure something out. We can get them nice and shiny, maybe even gold.
Yeah, like my scales. Yeah.
Yeah.
She starts just walking backwards and forwards. She's got that false hope.
Yeah.
Much
while
like
the
today's
two are
society. Yay.
While the two are digging, Auntie is just trying to help Scales as much emotionally as possible.
So it has a face of regret, like, who did I decide to group with? Like, it's a moving rock.
Don't worry, son. We're almost there. I can smell the cinnamon right in my hand.
Man, you guys are completely glossing over what just happened. I love it.
She didn't tell us.
You guys all physically saw that collapse, and then her try to bite her own arm out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The sooner we get her out of there, the sooner we can give her a piece of our mind.
Well, we did get out of this cave. One smelling cinnamon. The cinnamon's starting to get to me, and she's biting her arm. I don't know what Stone's gonna do, but I'm worried.
Alright,
She's perfectly normal. Honestly,
Yes.
Stone, you feel comfortable down here.
He's moving stones. Yeah, she's pretty happy with it.
You should just tell me to herself, like, I don't mind it down here.
After a good hour of work, you guys are starting to get tired.
780.
Especially Stone and Kestrel, because you guys have been traveling for quite a few hours, and you guys started moving rocks for an hour. So Stone and Kestrel, you guys are getting tired, but you do have about a foot of space now, and there is an opening to a chamber.
So there's an opening now. Like we can actually go through.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Looks like there's an opening,
Gales?
guys.
Are you good to go?
But at this point, Stone and Kestrel, you guys feel like you could use a nap.
Like a full rest.
I mean, considering you guys were traveling for 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 hours, then you guys started moving rocks for an hour.
They probably added more.
Probably about 2 hours, honestly.
Alright, while you two rest up, we'll guard the new entrance, make sure.
But Kestrel, yeah, that smell is coming deep in there. Do one of you guys want to try to look? Because the space is open, but someone would have to shove their body in there to actually get a good look.
Oh, so I can't just peek out to actually put myself
No,
in there?
you'd have to really get in there. The last couple stones, you guys didn't pull out; they just toppled down on the other side of the collapse.
Someone's gonna have.
I do have a question though, just because I don't want to make sure none of us get caved in on. Like, is this a walkable opening, or is it squeeze in and there's a bunch of rocks on top of you opening?
Rocks underneath you opening.
Underneath you opening. Okay.
Yeah, you guys cleared up the very top part of the cave.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do, Stone. Hang on. Basically, he's gonna ask Stone to kind of move a rock so it's kind of like a platform, right? And he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to wedge myself in just to see what's going on out there. If I start freaking out, just yank me out. Okay?
Okay.
I'll try and make sure when we pull, your whole body's attached.
Yeah, try to do that. Alright.
See, we already lost some teeth. We don't need to lose a head.
Actually, let me do something real quick, just because.
Yeah, because the space you guys have, it's a good almost 3 or 4 feet,
Yeah. So let me see. I think we have rope still.
at least long. So a good chunk of your body would be underneath and in the collapsed area to be able to see it. So your feet would be dangling out.
Okay, I'm out of rope. Does anyone else have rope?
Scales. Oh, well, no. Scales gave her rope to Stone, so I think Stone still has the rope. Unless you gave the
Stone doesn't have
rope
think
back.
so. That's the thing.
Actually, yeah,
I
that's.
think I technically still have 50 foot of rope with pinions.
Okay, there.
Unless I gave the rope after.
Did not didn't- Castro and I we did the rope thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you do have rope. Yeah.
Yeah.
As of right now, only one set of rope should be there.
Yep.
Okay.
No one ever picked up that other set of rope.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a set of 50-foot rope.
And if memory serves, it's not a full 50 foot. I think it was 30 because you guys, it was the bit that you
Yeah.
guys cut off rope a couple times of.
Yeah. I got
I don't
25.
know if that's true or not. All I know
Yeah.
is that my told us.
I have a note
Just-
saying 25 foot of thin rope with pinions, but I also got that attached to stone. I can't remember if I gave that to stone or it was attached physically
it's-
to stone.
You guys, I don't know who owns it, but you guys do have 25 feet of rope.
Yeah, it's on my
Okay.
it's on my fin.
Okay.
Can I mark mine off then?
Sure. Yours is currently tied up to a tree right now.
Okay. I just like yeah.
Remember
I
when you
got-
guys entered and you guys used like all that rope?
Yeah.
It's still there. No one picked it up.
I just must. Yeah, I got rope. Hold on a second. And camera pans the tree.
Yeah. There's like a couple goblins like poking it with like daggers.
All right. You mind? You know, he kind of wraps it around himself. Here you go, Stone.
He takes it.
So if I, freak out or whatever, just start yanking.
Sure.
And he goes into the hole.
Okay.
Now, just for your reference statement, he's just basically gonna try to peek. He's not gonna actually go all the way through. Like, so if there's a
Again, your head is probably gonna have to almost get to the entryway for you
Yeah.
to be able to accurately see.
no, that's what I mean. But I'm not saying like I'm not gonna full
Yeah, yeah.
go all the way out.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so you get down low on your belly. You know, like the rocks are slowly like moving and adjusting as you're like kind of pushing your way through. Again, there's not a whole bunch of room here. You even have to like your bag and stuff not on you right now.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just you. God, even your pistols might. I mean, you could bring your pistols with you, but they're gonna be dragging and getting caught. But you could probably do it.
You said that's into a chamber, correct?
It's definitely not a tunnel. And Castro, as you're looking through, just yeah, to the left and right of you, it goes on. You're not quite sure how long, but it's definitely wider than the tunnels. And as you peek through, you do see a very dark chamber. Do you have your light on?
I probably would, yeah.
Okay. So with your light looking around, it looks like a very, very large chamber. Maybe 80 feet tall. You're not quite sure exactly how far to the left and right it goes, and you can't see the back of it. But it is a very large opening. From the details you can see, the stonework on the ground and that you can see does not look like cave walls. One, it's almost like a beige color, almost like old bone kind of coloring,
Ooh.
Okay.
and it looks very odd. It doesn't look like carved stone per se. It almost has the weird sense of organics to it, like the way it flows. I'm trying to think of a good example. Sketch. I'm trying to think. Just give me a moment.
Organic, inorganic, man-made, mason-made, rough.
No. I'm actually giving you guys an actual example of what it looks like. Sketch. I swear to God, I will end you. I think this is a good example. No. You know, like a lot of the. Did you guys watch Prometheus?
No.
No.
Yeah. Shitty movie.
It's weird. It almost looks like it could be like it it's mostly like just imagine like bone. It's very swirly. It doesn't look like water carved it. It doesn't look like there's hard chisel marks. There's not stonework. it looks almost like a shell. Like like seashells, things like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
where it's hard stone,
Gary
but
Geiger-esque.
sort of. It's very beautiful, very intricate looking, but there seems to be a sense of like naturalness to it, almost like a sea conch or seashells, things like that. But at this point, you cannot see the full depth of it.
Okay. After that, I'm probably gonna, waggle my way back in. If I don't see anything else, I'm probably
And the scent is oh so strong in here.
okay.
There is a sense of warmth that you have not felt. Like it almost feels like it's trying to pull old memories from your noggin. Like it's attempting to make you feel comfortable. Like there's almost a sense of forcefulness in it. Not harsh forcefulness, but like think of a mother's hug.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll try to, wiggle my way back.
Yeah, sure enough, you do.
And I'll, relay everything I described, you described to the group. Including the feeling as well.
Sorry, I love how one person always tells them what they're feeling and stuff, and one person doesn't. But
Yeah.
one just keeps putting the mistrust on the other.
Ooh.
We can't trust him. He's crazy. But I'm not gonna tell you guys shit.
Exactly, because I can't trust you.
Yeah. Cinnamon is the true enemy.
Real quick, as an example, sort of, this isn't exactly right. Those pictures are kind of close. Do you guys see how like the suits that those people are wearing? Like it looks like, oh yeah, there's design and like depth to it, but it almost feels like it could be natural the way it's formed. That's kind of how it is, and the colorization is very close to it as well.
So less horny Gary Geiger.
Sure.
Sure.
But since we did start slightly early, this is a good pause point. Plus, Sketch needs to go to the bathroom, and I need some more tea. So
Alright,
we're gonna
sounds good
take
to
the break right now.
Break time!
Break.
Alright, right back.
I'm just having fun looking at H.R. Geiger artwork now. Damn, this guy was horny.
Are you on the top, really?
Well, no, a lot of artists are horny. It's just like, you know, he does not hide it. He does not fucking hide it whatsoever. Like, look at this image and fucking this.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Like I said, he does not
Indeed.
fucking hide it.
Wait, what?
Talking about H.R. Geiger and how horny he was, because Moose said, "Am I really one to judge?"
I mean, realistically, no, you're not.
Showing me picture evidence.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really need picture evidence. We could literally just go to the NSFW channel, and we could prove it that.
I meant by HR Geiger, but I guess that works too.
I had to put it in SFW for his stuff because I think it crosses all his shit crosses that line.
Do you know why it does?
I don't, and I would love to know.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, I'm not. As much as I am artsy, I actually have not done much with H.R. Geiger. It's just been a passing understanding of him.
Yeah, it's just here's the thing. He's done enough art that I could show you thousands of them that there's no sexuality in it whatsoever.
Oh, of course.
It's just some of his designs and stuff that he does. He likes to incite a carnal fear, the fear of unknown, the fear of mortality, the fear of birth, the fear of being replaced. All of that. Those are themes that he constantly, goes upon. So
Oh, I
obviously,
can
most of his art
definitely
pieces
see
would
that.
have that.
I can
And
definitely see that.
yeah, and that's why there's that blur line of like when you look at that, you immediately think something sexual with the way it's shaped and stuff like that, but that's just to incite that carnal, like almost not fear utmost, but also just like unease.
Uncomfortable,
Yeah.
unease. Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I love the artwork. I'm just saying here, this shit I can't hang up in a hallway. Thing.
I mean, yeah, you could.
I not with proper company coming over.
Who the fuck wants proper company?
Me, when I have family that I'm trying to not get on their bad side of.
Shit. Talking to the wrong person about that one, man.
Look, there's family I don't mind being on the bad side of, and then there's family where I'm just like, you know what, just don't keep the peace.
Hello.
I'm sorry, but I ain't changing myself to keep the peace. That's not keeping the peace. That's
Well,
a
the
form
thing
of
is,
slavery.
uh,
You
but
need
the thing
to
is, I never had the stuff up before, so why start now either?
Because you didn't know.
I mean, this is true. I
You you gotta also remember, like a lot of the art for it as well. Like you gotta think of what series like he's doing a lot of this art for, and a lot of the stuff that he's kind of like imaging or imagining, like when he's drawing a lot of these. Because you gotta remember, a lot of his art is for a single series, and that's it.
I think it's one of those things as well. You can have a group of people look at one painting and they'll each come up with their own meaning behind it. So
Oh, of
what
course,
one person
always.
can see as sexual, one person can see as horrifying, one person can see as meaningful, one person can also think is trash.
And another person will think it's arousing.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember, like the dude is, like it's no if and or but. The dude loves the Alien series. He loves the Promethean series. Like he loves all those things. And I
Well,
hate to say it, but a
or art.
very, very strong theme of all of those movies is birth and reproduction.
Mhm.
I mean, literally, that is one of the core concepts of even the original Alien movie.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
yeah.
So,
That's
I
why
mean,
it's horror.
yeah. So, and you got to remember, like a lot of the art that he's designing for, you got to remember, like like a lot of his stuff. It's like, okay, well, this is like for this book or this comic, and it's like, oh, this is like Promethean's ship, or the progenitor race ship. And when you look at all the progenitor race stuff, it is 100% about that. Because you got to remember, this is the race that apparently designed the cosmos by their own grand design
Oh
and
yeah.
produced all life forms.
I remember it was.
God, that was such a cruddy movie.
Yeah, I remember yesterday. It was hilarious. My sister is, for those who don't know, is currently pregnant with her first kid and stuff. So, and she's. Hey, don't congrats me. She's the one with the alien chest burster in her. But yeah, no, she was saying that.
Maybe they're cute, I'm told.
No, they look like weird things when they're born. Newborn babies are not cute, but I don't.
Agree. That's why I
I
said I'm told.
I digress. It's like she was saying how she could see the bump moving because it's kicking and stuff, and she sent a gif of a bump moving and whatnot. I just sent a gif back of the baby of like the alien chest burster, and she was like, "Oh dear God," like that was
Is there
funny.
the one about Frank coming out of the
Yeah.
couch?
Yes.
Great one.
Yeah.
Ooh, send her the one about Ace Ventura coming out of the rhino.
No, I'm good there. Maybe on a
No,
birthday.
it's okay. I'll send her one. I have her contact information. Fucking just fill her Facebook wall with just like all these. Anyways, so is everyone ready to go?
I didn't take a break, but I don't care.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Is Moose here?
Yes.
Of course he is.
Awesome.
How do you guys not ever know when he's here? How the
He's
fuck do
here.
I always know when he's here?
Dragon
Wait a
is. Dragon is.
Oh no, maybe I've just gotten so used to Moose's muting habits that I've understood like when he's actually there. You know, Moose tends to mute himself more when he's here than away.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Moose, did you know that?
Maybe.
So the good chances if he's muted, he's probably there. If he's not muted, there's a good chance he's not there.
He knows where you live, Moose.
What was that?
I was gonna say you know where Moose lives.
Also,
Okay,
We know if you've been bad or good.
Jesus
so
Christ.
we
Shh,
can
be
ordain
quiet for a
them.
second. Moose, what were you saying?
I also mute myself when I'm not here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, statistically speaking, the times that you don't mute yourself and you're not speaking is when you're not here.
That's a lot of knots for a sentence.
We'll keep up.
Yeah, but then we gotta count all the double negatives to see if you're talking, negative or positive.
Just listen to what I'm saying, and it's right there. Anyways, so you guys ready? Good, awesome. So you guys just Kestrel, you just explained to them what you saw and didn't see because again, your lights only go so far. Yeah, but oh, Kestrel, that smell, and at this point, now all of you guys smell it.
So I think we should probably rest here, and then we'll get digging tomorrow.
So we're smelling the same smell.
Yes, you guys are all smelling it now. Still very faint, but you guys do smell it. Kestrel, it's like you're sitting next to the sun of an apple pie. Like you're just like, oh god. You're probably having to resist drooling right now.
I can smell Johnny Appleseed literally making that pie.
It almost feels like you're sitting next to a pie factory.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Can we nap on the other side of the cave-in?
well, we are on the other side of the cave-in.
No, the side where it's nice.
As in we
Oh.
go through.
We still gotta go digging through there. I mean,
At
as
this
it is,
point,
that
you
was
guys
hard
could
for-
fit.
Huh?
At this point, you guys could fit.
Oh, we could.
Yes.
But the problem is that we can't bring our gear. That's the problem, right?
I mean, you could chain it.
Hmm.
It's only a couple feet. You could literally one person can go through past the stuff.
Yeah.
So I do have a question because we're all of different sizes. You're saying we all could fit?
Yes.
Okay. So do you guys just want to just go over to the other side? I
Yeah.
mean, I am totally down with that personally.
As he wipes the drool from his mouth. God, I'm just dripping like on his chin as he's talking.
Yeah.
Well, if we go over there, then we're probably going to, rest over there.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just be over there.
And we have not fully checked it out yet.
Let me just throw this out there. Over there is the uncalculated normal of not knowing what's going to happen. Right here, we know what we're dealing with.
As Scales is just rocking back and forth in the corner.
It's just better over there.
I agree with Scales, yeah.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, something has seriously gone wrong here, guys.
We know it's wrong.
Or really right. I don't know. Looking back, I would like to say something wrong happened, but statistically speaking, if they're both agreeing on something, this is probably the right thing to do.
Look, I don't know anymore.
Alright, so, I'm trying to think of the order how we should do this. Because it's a narrow, way, guys, then, we'll have to, tie off our stuff and kind of squeeze it in there or something,
Monty is going to look at the hole, look at themselves, look at the hole. Can we can't widen it some?
Well, me and Stone have been working at it this whole time. Maybe
Stone could fit. You could fit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Auntie. You may be similar in size and shape, but one of you is a lot more solid than the other.
This is true, but also tight spaces aren't fun. Auntie might not like tight spaces.
I mean, you don't know until you try.
This is true.
It's a great thing about having amnesiac characters. You don't know until you do something.
Like, if you want to spend some time widening it, me and Stone need a break, but, I'm perfectly fine going in now.
Alright, let's risk it for a biscuit.
Okay.
Biscuit.
Apple cinnamon biscuits.
Mm.
Now the entire party is drooling.
Okay.
Mostly Scales is because of the fucked up fang. I'm sorry. that was weird.
Okay, so...
Don't worry,
how
her
about-
player's drooling as well.
Actually, I got an idea. Because, let's see, who's still got stuff, like as in bags?
I do.
Everyone but Stone.
Everyone Stone?
Um,
Okay, so Stone, how about, so I'll go first, right? And the person, who's in front, behind me will push my bag of stuff up. And so on and so forth, then Stone will push the bag of the person's, flask up, since she doesn't have a bag. You know what I mean? Kind of like a weird,
I would say Stone go first because she doesn't have anything. Then you push your stuff through. Then you go through. Then I push my stuff through. Then I go through. And then Auntie pushes her stuff through. And then Auntie goes.
I like how you guys are automatically assuming that you guys have to push your own stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do we have to?
One person can go through, you guys can move all the stuff, and then
Yeah.
everyone can go.
Good point. That's a fair point.
Or any other combination. Like, you guys are like,
Yeah.
well, this person pushes their stuff.
Well, we do it, okay?
I know. Stone goes through. We all take off our stuff. We give all our stuff to Stone. And then we all go through.
Sure. By any of those combinations, it works.
This is one of those moments. You guys are definitely overcomplicating this.
I know.
This is the
Who's
big
going first?
Oh, Stone.
so,
She has no stuff.
Okay.
Okay, Stone, do you go through as
Yes,
all
I
your
do.
party members are staring at you?
They're staring at me, so I'm definitely going through like,
Okay.
Fine, go through.
Yeah, Stone. Yeah, it's tight. It's probably going to be the tightest fit for you. You do feel a few stones jostle under your flexing muscles as you're trying to skirt your way through there. But yeah, you get through.
Just totally like wiggle through.
You get all the way. Do you go all the way? Are you staying up on the stuff, or are you going to go down to the ground?
I'll stay up on the stuff to get
Okay.
their stuff.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll push our stuff through.
Okay. First thing you notice, Stone, as you're making your way towards this side, feels moist in here. Like the cave, the rocks, everything. It's just almost like there's a morning dew. Yeah, definitely a lot of moisture in this room. You can feel it in the air.
Very moist over here.
And just looking around, because your vision is pretty good with your torch, you can actually see the wall that is attached to the opening. And that same design goes all the way up to the roof. You're able to see a little bit more that the wall does go down about maybe 60 feet on both sides. And now that you're actually in the room and looking around, you think the floor looks really weird. It doesn't look like the weird carved stuff. There's a orangey yellowish texture to it, and it doesn't really look like stone. It looks weird. You're not quite sure what it is from here. You do see a lot of moisture pockets on the ground, like little puddles and stuff like that. You hear dripping. And towards a little bit past the center, you see something on the very cusp of your vision. It looks like maybe a protruding stone or something. You're not quite sure. There's something kind of at the center part of the room towards the middle to back end. Again, it's kind of hard to tell because you don't know how far back it goes, but there is something towards the center of this chamber, a bit of a distance back. To use your guys' drawing, boop. There's some type of upcropping of stuff. Stone, something you do see a shape.
Okay, so I see.
It is motionless. There's no movement whatsoever besides dripping water. That's about it. It's very quiet.
Yeah, so I was gonna say there's some kind of shape in the distance, and the floor doesn't look like stone.
Yeah, it definitely had a weird texture to it. But you said you saw a shape in there?
Can't really say I can make it out from here.
Yeah, the only reason you can see it is because you do have the best vision of the group, as far as darkness goes.
Stone, you ready for my stuff to you?
Yeah, if you guys still want to come over, she holds her hand out for stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
Okay, you guys move all your stuff across the stone. Stone, you have all their stuff. After all that debating.
Stone immediately gets rolled by a goblin again.
So, you want to go first, Kestrel?
Who's
Well,
next?
Stone's in.
Here's let me just smooth this along. Are you guys all making your way through there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys make your way through there one after the other.
Thank you.
Yay!
You guys are now all on the other side. And I got a connection interrupted, so give me a second while I
Yeah,
refresh.
reload as well. I've been a roll 20 issue.
Let's hope not. Well, I mean, realistically, I don't
I
really
d-
need most of the stuff on here.
I know, I never got any connection issues. I think.
I got it. Oh, there.
Alright, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back too. There was just a momentary shutdown.
No,
Ooh,
I
now
did.
I'm getting like refreshing icons on
Oh
everyone.
yeah, I just got it as well.
What happened?
Refresh your roll 20.
Okay.
Even if it says it's good, I think there was a interrupt.
Probably.
Yeah, because I keep getting warning signs that you guys are dropping and joining, and it keeps refreshing. And
I rejoined.
No, Stone turned into a dog.
Scales turned into a dog.
It's okay.
Why
I
am
got
I a
better.
dog?
It's showing your GM image.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I got better.
Okay, we'll continue because realistically, you guys don't need it too much right now. Yeah, so you guys are now all in this chamber. You guys are all still kind of up on the rocks.
So, set up camp.
Actually, so I do have a question. Like, so like, you said the feeling was like more stronger. Like,
Yeah,
like like. So I do have a question. Like, is it like feel like it's like in the room, as in like that, or is it like like?
it's very nearby.
I feel like the things like might be here though, like in this actual room. You guys don't mind?
I will keep in mind, you guys can't see the entirety of the room right now.
Yeah.
Even most of you guys can't make out the figure that Stone is talking about from here.
Yeah.
I mean, you wanted to nap.
I do think we should be careful.
So you guys want a nap then?
Sure.
Okay. Nap then.
So you guys just lay down on the rocks and take a nap?
I was gonna say,
I-
you know, take watch. Obviously, take watch.
I am home as I just hold some rock, just hold some stone.
Well, we're already on the other side of the room. We're in the room.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
but you guys are still on
Yeah.
the collapse of rocks. I was not going to make. Remember, the floor looks different than the stones. I wasn't going to just force your characters to walk on it. That's your choice.
I was gonna say we're at least taking watch and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me paint a picture. You guys are all right now on a. Okay, now remember how there was a collapse on one side? You guys are now on the other side of that collapse. So you
Yeah.
guys are all standing on just loose rock and stone right now. You guys have not made your way into the chamber proper.
Well, no, that's what we said. We went into the chamber proper.
Okay, you guys are in the chamber, but you guys have not even set foot on the stone or the ground. You guys are
Wait, so
still
how
on the
we-
rocks.
Oh, so you're saying
Okay.
we're like still in the? We said we.
Okay, wait. Pause. Clearly, an image needs to be drawn. Okay.
Like, I'm so confused. You keep saying we're in, but we're not in. I'm like, what? Like,
We're in, but we're on unstable ground still. Because,
This is
rockfall.
this is the passageway that you guys went through, okay? The orange is the rocks and the collapse. You guys are still here.
So,
okay, so we're like on an incline. We're not like.
Yeah.
actually,
Yes,
like-
you guys have not made your way to the ground because again, that has to be your guys' choice.
Yeah, I think we should actually proceed forward because like this is unstable ground because like we can't really just.
Do you understand what I'm saying right now? Like I wasn't
Yeah.
forcing your characters into the room.
Yeah, I do think we should probably like go a bit further down because like this is a weird
look at-
incline.
Look.
yeah.
So who's gonna make the step?
Casserole.
Okay. As you put your foot to the ground, it is not stone. Your foot sinks like a good inch and a half, 2 inches. There's squishiness. As you're looking, this is fungus
Yeah, that's as weird as a mushroom.
and other weird cave vegetation, but very dense and very concentrated. Most of it has like a yellowish, orangish color to it.
Yeah, actually, if we're at the camp for the night, I may have to go back up because this is just all mushroom.
Give me an intelligence check.
Shall do.
Since you're, on it and in it.
Yep.
This reminds you of the colorization of the mushrooms when you guys went through that one orange passageway with the yellow residue. It looks very similar.
Basically, safe
safe one.
ones.
Yeah,
Or what
this
we
is
think
safe,
is safe.
but- Yeah, I guess. I don't know, up to you guys if you guys want to camp down here or up there.
Auntie's already setting the camp up. Just going into it and just setting up.
Kestrel,
Okay.
Kestrel, listen to me when I'm serious. We shouldn't camp up there. And I'm just gonna camp my stuff right next to Auntie's. But she is being
So,
eerily
how-
close.
Are you guys just going to the bare minimum of the chamber?
Yeah, it sounds like I'm right here, but they're saying they would rather be like up there.
No, we're saying we want to
no.
be right where the pink is.
On,
Oh, well that's where I am right now.
And we want to camp
but
right there.
that's what's setting camp up. Yeah.
Yeah, we thought you
Others
wanted to
setting
camp
camp right
over there, but we want to camp
Okay.
here.
Okay. As you guys are picking up, are any of you guys trying to look at the chamber from here or do anything else?
Kestrel might actually be like curious to like looking.
Are you gonna be moving from the place? How far into this chamber do you want to go?
Probably like enough that like I can actually still see my comrades, you know.
So 20, 30 feet, 50 feet, 60 feet?
30 feet, I guess, maybe. As long
Okay.
as I can see.
As you move up, you do see the shape in the center of the room.
Hey, Stone, I think I see that thing you're talking about.
What is it?
What do I see?
It's hard to tell. You probably have to get a little bit closer.
Do you want to check it out, Stone?
Right now, at this distance, it is about 60, around 70 feet away from you. So it's at the very cusp of your vision with the light.
Yeah.
You never have looked. You never have looked
You
for
should
it.
probably check it.
Right? Can you mute yourself?
Yeah, hold on.
What were you saying, Stone?
Someone saying we should probably check it.
Okay, yeah, come follow me then.
Okay. As you guys are moving up, Stone, you notice the colors start to pick up more and more as the actual light source is hitting it. At the bottom, it definitely looks like around the base of it, you do see like the same type of flooring and fungi and like just the vegetation. But as it goes up, it looks like an outcropping of like the weird bone colored shape, weirdly shaped rock coming up. And it ends, and there's something sitting on it. Not rock.
Okay, and what is sitting on?
Hard to tell.
Can you give us like a shape description wise?
Mm, How to describe something that doesn't remind you of anything you've seen before?
I mean, that kind of means like it doesn't exist at that point then.
Okay, here, let me try my best. It looks almost organic. There's slight colorization besides the bone color. You almost see like a slight hint of orangish yellow kind of going across it. Somewhat similar, but slightly faded to the flora that you currently see on the ground. It is pretty sizable, maybe 5 or 6 feet in total length. Um, it is maybe 2.5 feet wide. There's some thickness to it. And
So
it's
is this a mushroom?
I mean, do you want to get closer and try to see?
I thought we were closer.
Again, like I'm taking a step by step, man. I'm
Okay.
giving you the details as you get close enough to see them.
Yeah.
Do you want to get closer?
Yeah.
Okay, you get to about 40, 30 feet, and as you and Stone get to that point, you see the top of it starting to move and twist and turn.
Do you see it move, Stone, right there? Like, I'm not the
Did
only
I?
one who saw it, right?
And you do see at the top, the shape does kind of fan out a little bit. Um, on the right side, it almost looks like it could be not a mushroom cap, but kind of like almost that shape. The other side seems to be like caved in, or like just there's a harsh curve or chunk taken out of it, and it's just that slow turn towards you both. And as it turns towards you both, you see two very dark, almost black void slits right across kind of like the front of it, almost like eyes. But this thing or whatever you're looking at seems to have turned towards you both.
What? What is this? Like,
Oh no.
You guys want to get closer?
guess we're supposed to kind of like move the light, kind of like a little bit, like, because I assume we have flashlights in our hands, right?
Yes.
You know, kind of move the light and like, kind of like motion to see like if it's like tracking the light.
So you just kind of like point it to the right of you guys to see if it's tracking the light?
Sure.
No. It seems to be looking right at you. The light does not seem to affect it whatsoever. And I will say, it's not like directly like eyes locked or anything, or
Yeah.
slits to eyes locked. It's just vaguely looking towards you both.
Maybe we should get the others to check this out with us.
Yeah, and right now you guys are about at like the 35-foot mark.
Since I'm around the spot here, is there any pathways that can be seen from here?
Um, I will say after this kind of outcropping, Stone, since you are this close, you do see that there's only a couple feet of like that fungus flooring that kind of wraps even around to the back end of this little upcropping, and then it looks like there's water after that.
Okay, no doorways. So this fungus stuff just ends, and then there's water.
Yeah, let me just draw this out for you. Say that's the outcropping. Oop, I suck at drawing. Basically, a little bit after that, it just water.
Is Miki even here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just not at that place. So
Okay.
Her and Auntie are currently like setting up their stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I assumed we were preoccupied.
Yeah.
And gave me a reason to be rooted.
I was gonna say, how long has this been? Like 5, 10?
You guys can still physically see them. They're only
Oh,
like
okay.
a few feet ahead of you.
I just wanted to check.
Like right now, they're probably maybe 30 feet away from you. 20, 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey
I,
guys, come check this out.
I was gonna say, like, just whilst that was happening, I wanted to say to Auntie beforehand, it's like, let me take watch of you. I need to tell you something. And then continue going back, setting up stuff.
Okay, well, you just heard them say,
Yeah.
come check this out.
Just a moment. Yeah, making my way over.
Okay, you join
Yeah.
with the other ones.
I joined with Auntie.
You guys are able to make out basically what I said so far.
Could you repeat it?
Jesus
Just because
Christ.
I was having another conversation. I was.
Okay. You see an outcropping at the center of the room that I pointed out before. There is a large something about 6 feet tall, about 2 feet wide, thing sitting on this outcropping. It is slightly faded orange and yellow color, matching kind of the flora that you see in this cave. And as they approached it, it turned the top of it, and now there is two black, almost like empty slits facing towards the group.
I want to grab hold of, like, just a piece of material on Auntie and just, like, think super hard in regards to that voice I heard. Do I still hear that voice like saying out, 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 out?
No.
Okay, I let go. Pretending nothing's happened.
But that smell, that smell, as you guys are all sitting here, yeah, it's definitely, this is where it's coming from.
Yeah, I was trying to find a doorway out, but
And sorry, real quick. And past this upcropping, the fungus seems to end, and there seems like there's an underground water after that. So if you look at the map, you know, the blue outline basically, past that is water.
Oh, interesting turn of events.
maybe our next path forward is in the water?
And now since you guys are all there and you have multiple light sources, I'm pretty sure I can show you guys this.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Well, initiative! Yay!
Now the colorization on this is not accurate to what it is, just it's a faded yellow and orange. Ooh, not in that section, not the NSFWs.
Now I have to ask, is this something that is safe to put on the stream?
Yes.
Cool. I shall do that for the people.
Airport chair.
Yeah. Oh, I like
Oh, I know those Venomabobs. Nice. As a character, I don't know those Venomabobs, but I recognize them. Yeah.
So I guess it was like, have you guys ever heard of a something like this? Like,
I think super hard.
depends. God, have I?
Intelligence.
Did you go through?
Mm.
I didn't see yours. Oh, there
There
it
it
is.
None of you guys have ever heard of or seen anything like this.
Well, at the very least,
You don't know whether it's alive, dead, a creature. It's foreign to you guys.
but also I do know one thing though, Damon, as I understand, right? Because you said that the smell or whatever, as I entered the room, it what kind of had a feeling of welcoming, right?
Yes.
Okay. So like
Well,
you'll,
go ahead.
Castro will just say, well, whatever this thing may be, it kind of attracted us here with that smell. So
I have a question.
maybe it's friendly.
Okay.
All right. Along that line of thinking, Castro. Okay. Um, don't also plants and fruit attract bugs and insects to eat it, so they spread it. So I don't know if smelling good equals friendly.
Yeah, but I mean, we're right like what, 15 feet away from it. It could attack us by now.
No, you guys are about 35 feet away from it.
35 feet away from it, obviously.
I mean,
I'm going to shine my flashlight on it and just like move the lights around to see if it catches its attention or anything.
No.
Yeah, I tried doing that. It doesn't seem to focus on the light.
I mean,
And it's not looking at you guys either. It looks the two slits are just kind of vaguely looking towards your direction.
if it hasn't moved, maybe it's dead.
Well, it did move actually, like it turned around.
Yeah, it turned its head. I think.
Yeah, I don't really know what to call it.
Did you say
Let's try
hello?
plumbing.
Hello? What was this?
You hear your voice echoing through the cave.
Well, how about this? Let's say keep kind of cautious. Like, so now I'm gonna ask you this just because you're the up close and personal person, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But I vote that you and I approach it while these two stay kind of behind just in case something were to go wrong.
You might want to clarify who's who.
He has an auntie while Castro and Stone go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to join me, Stone, or not.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
So you guys try to proceed moving forward?
Yep.
Okay, you guys are taking it slow, cautiously. You guys take the first step, then the second step. As soon as Kestrel, since you have probably the wider gate and you meet this point first, on the second step, you notice the creature's head shifts directly towards you. And now it's locking eyes. And then as soon as Stone takes that extra step, it looks over at Stone.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's looking back and forth.
Is it waiting for something?
I don't know.
Does it seem scared?
What would it be to try to understand what it's doing?
As you guys are sitting here discussing this, you see it looks very, it's kind of pale, almost kind of shriveled in certain parts, and on the top, there's clearly like a giant piece missing. You can see out from its side an appendage that you could best describe as an arm kind of like begins to move, and you can hear like some breaking and snapping, not of bone, but have you ever ripped like plants or vines from something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. And you can see it's part of its arm was kind of attached to the stone, and it's literally kind of breaking it off, and it's very slow moving, and it just kind of releases that, puts it on its like lap, and then another one breaks free, but this one is only like half the size, and it looks like a little nubbin, and it just kind of comes to a rest, and the whole form kind of slacks forward a little bit, and you can, for a brief moment, you hear just wind passing, and the top of it kind of grows a little bit bigger. And as you guys are, like, okay, do we do this? Just it kind of deflates a little bit, and there is a massive dusting of yellow, smoky pores starting to cascade from it
Is it heading our direction?
all around.
I
Oh,
imagine.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you know anything about spores, they move quick.
Yeah.
So by time you guys see it starting to happen,
It's too late.
it's too late. It's not as thick as it was when you guys went through that one passage. It's very light, but it passes by all of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, definitely not coughing. It smells sweet, very nice, inviting.
I know, but I just imagine I get some in my mouth. It's like,
Yeah, it's kind of like a nice cinnamon flavor.
Huh.
Um,
'Cause that's where
you
it
all
comes from.
heal 1 hit point.
Yay.
yay!
Um, and you all must make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Is that all
Or
of us?
just a ton.
All of us.
I was imagining you say all of us, so the kid back at home
Yeah,
just
nice.
sneezes.
The two right to the back of the lowest rolls.
Okay. Auntie, Scales, and Stone, you all find yourself completely and utterly stunned. You guys are completely frozen in place. Not a harsh petrification or paralyzation, just whatever senses or your brain telling your body to move. No matter how much you tell your body to move, it just is not moving. Castro,
So-
you feel perfectly fine. You don't even notice this is happening.
I imagine it's like when you take too big of a hit and you're just immediately petrified stone.
Yeah, so Stone, like, I mean, what do you? And I imagine at some point she just kind of cut off.
I mean, you look over, they're just kind of standing there.
He's gonna walk over.
They
to
all
Stone,
kind of have gentle smiles on their face.
Stone, you there?
And immediately, as soon as you say that, you get an image in all of your guys' head of peacefulness. Things are okay. A calm. Things are going to be all right. They're okay.
I have a question.
Answer.
Given Auntie's record with being when things are calm, does she start to doze off being paralyzed?
You feel like you could sleep, but there is this slight sense of fear just because, there is that sense of like, oh shit, I'm not in full faculty of my body.
Gotcha. But just kind of like, it's like when in a car ride where you're like, I could fall asleep right now.
Probably, and you're standing up.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? He kind of looks addressing towards the whatever thing in the center.
Do you say that?
Yeah, he says that.
No words reach anything. Your words, you go to speak, you don't even hear your own words. But immediately you get another sense. Safety, precaution, hiding. You all get an image of a creature, more robust, more full of life, a vibrant orange. It's the same creature. It has two full arms. Its head is not missing a chunk. Its orange and yellow color is very vibrant, almost like the sun. It's beautiful. The way it kind of cascades across the body, it's breathtaking. You get the sense that a long time ago there was more. You see images of a lot more of these other creatures, different shapes, different colors, and you see them living around here. You see them living in the various cave points. You see underground ravines. You see mass cave sections spread out. You see almost a outlying image of the aisles, and you just get a sense that they were all across here, underground, deep into the deepest sections, and you get a sense of happiness and peace.
Question: do I have the facility to talk in a moment?
No.
Okay.
And then fear, panic, something new. You see images of these green skinned creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Small ones, big ones, very big ones. They want to live here. They want your help. There's a war. What war is, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Your people don't understand. But these people fear it, so you help. Time passes. You show them how to live here. You show them how to grow things. You show them how to live down here. Time passes. The green ones stop coming. They isolate themselves. Time passes. Then the attacks happen. Whole swaths and areas, family, friends, your community, gone, consumed. You see another image of this creature cornered, surrounded by these very small green creatures, hungry eyes staring at it. You get images of it being dragged through caves, through tunnels, to be brought forward. This large figure, it's shrouded in darkness. You get the sense that this creature who's telling you the story is blocking this image out,
Mm-hmm.
almost out of a fear, a self-defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
But it was brought before this creature, and it was consumed.
Mm-hmm.
Time passes. Hope. The earth shakes. Freedom is at your grasp. You see this creature begin to flee, being given chase. It finds an old area of these tunnels, not used in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a moment of rest, and an earthquake happens. The entryway is collapsed. It can finally rest, but it knows it's the last of its kind. And following up on that, you get the understanding that this and what is happening to you and your allies is protection, not just for
Mm-hmm.
you, but for it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I see. So like actually, our like he's trying to get like Castro. He realizes he can't speak, but like he's still behaving as if he can speak. You know, what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're starting to get you're not a stupid person.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sense that whatever that creature did to you all, there's
Mm-hmm.
some connection happening right now.
And
It
then
seems
like
to know what you're thinking, and it vice versa. Like, it's not also words, it's mostly images, feelings,
It's an
sensations.
empath.
Kind
so
of.
I do got a one question then because they showed like pictures of the smaller ones eating the mushroom people.
Yep.
Was that the green ones we know?
Well, I will say this. You didn't actually physically see the small ones eating the mushrooms. You
Mm-hmm.
just understood that consuming, like just the sense that they were being consumed. You don't know by what, you just know it's connected to that.
Okay. So are the green ones like I don't understand. Are they working with this consumer?
You get this, it shows you imagery of its own community, and then it shows the same sensation towards the green things in the all consumer. They're one and the same.
So the green ones are the consumers.
It there's there's a pause before, again, it just kind of reiterates that it's one and the same, like their community was. You get the sense roughly that they aren't the same entity, but they're related, either by blood, family, or something. Like,
Okay.
same like the other fungi, we're all related to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the green and the consumer seem to be related somehow, either by blood or something.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Whether it's a brood, the same brood, or just a very close relationship, you're not quite sure. You just get the similar sense of community. but it's less community and more ownership,
Okay.
like a sense of tyranny.
Mhm.
I have a question. Does
Okay.
being paralyzed stop our empathy from like just thinking and feeling?
Do you think that?
Yes.
And it just shows you imagery of Kestrel in all of you guys. As Stone and Kestrel got about 30 feet close to it, you see rough outlines and imagery of mouths moving and stuff. You get the sense, yes, you can communicate.
I'm just going to think like we mean you no harm, and then I'm just going to think about how our group is kind of a familial, does familial memories.
Give me a charisma check with advantage.
And doesn't someone have some card or something?
No.
So,
All the arguments.
See, the funny part is it was all the
yeah,
arguments.
it's starting to get all the arguments and stuff.
Yeah,
You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy.
Um, there's a sense of worry, but it forcefully almost peers deeper. You can feel it, Auntie, digging deeper, almost aggressively.
Oof.
And it then chimes upon a single note. The imagery from your guys' contextualized vision of the battle that you guys faced a few days ago, or almost a week ago at this point. Um, and that's the part it latches onto.
Oh yeah, for if she's digging into Auntie particularly, that memory is very much Auntie almost dying.
Yeah. It is a sense of loss of faith in Auntie, and Auntie, your body goes completely limp, and you fall to the ground. You are now in faculty of your own body again.
So it pulled up our battle last time.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then it looks towards you, Scales,
Mm-hmm.
and you can feel it really rooting in deep.
I was gonna say, do I know the whole telepathic communication thingy?
I mean, you guys are all experiencing this collectively. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah, it's
speaking
like
to any
Okay.
of you guys individually.
Okay.
Everything that is being discussed and expressed right now,
Mhm.
all of you guys are feeling collectively, as if you were in a hive mind.
Okay. I think.
No, this isn't
Oh.
you think. This is forcing its way in.
Okay. Okay.
I've screwed the we think train.
Okay.
Um,
Great.
and all of you guys get imagery of this large creature bearing down on Scales on a beach. Almost formless, writhing. You can't tell whether they're tentacles, whether it's a giant coiled snake. You just see this massive entity in that foreboding darkness. You feel its voice in Scales' head. And you also see from inside of Scales recently as she collapsed in front of all of you and had this voice calling out. And you all see the times that she didn't tell you any of this. All of it is laid bare.
Okay.
And immediately you get the imagery of mistrust. In Scales, your body goes limp.
Okay.
As you fall down to the ground, you regain faculties.
I imagine I get the context and now everyone knows stuff.
Yes, very much so. And right now, I just want to just any of your guys' emotions that you guys are feeling towards this, towards Scales. If you guys want to say it right now, more than go ahead and say it because you guys are just open channels at this point.
For Auntie, the biggest emotional drive towards Scales as of currently is worry that's equivalent to like a parent, where like you care deeply for someone, but you're genuinely worried.
So I would say for Kestrel,
And don't
it's
sugarcoat this. I want your
okay.
guys' actual opinions from your characters.
Yeah, like for Kestrel, like like I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent here. You know that parent like who fucked up and like they know they fucked up when like it comes out what their kid was saying was true, right? It's like kind of like that for Castro. It's like, oh my god, I did not believe you this whole time, and then this was all kind of laid bare, and like it's kind of like very almost like a sense of sorrow as well as like almost a bit of self hate, and also kind of like yeah, basically sorrow, yeah, all that stuff,
Stone finds
confusion
it.
as well.
Yeah, Stone finds it hard to help someone who doesn't really tell us what's wrong. And
Stone's probably giving you a sense that she believed you all along, or at least tried to take your word for it, and is probably slightly hurt that you betrayed that. Is that right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the few things you got from Scales was just utmost just fear, not just of the Finn, but of your guys' reaction when you first mentioned the Finn, and they were like, "No, don't do this. Don't delve into it. Don't do this. Don't do that." She was so scared of that reaction. It's almost as though that's why she didn't want to tell you guys.
But Scales, on
Yeah.
the other side, you are now getting not just their thoughts, but from their perspective.
Yeah.
And deep down, these feelings, they shatter you to the core. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
understand where they're coming from as
Yeah.
well.
She understands. That's it's just like the utmost fear. She understands the whole stuff, but it's like again, just fear.
And then it looks towards Stone. And there's no mouth on this creature, but you get the sense of happiness, smiling.
There you
Aw,
go.
that is so wholesome.
And you feel a warmth inside you, Stone.
It gets like a pat on the head with the spore cloud, like
And, Stone, you're being asked to come forward. And as soon as that happens, you don't fall to the ground, but all the faculties of your body come full swing and contact.
I
You
go forward, like they suggest.
It reaches its hand towards you, or its arm,
Leg.
and it's you look at its arm, and it looks at you, and you get the sense that it's not in its full capabilities right now, and you see the chunks missing out of it,
Oh,
like an old wound that never healed, and it holds out that limb towards you, and it tells you one utter phrase: consume.
okay. So the phrase that says "is consume."
Yes, as it's holding its arm towards you.
So it's asking me to eat the arm.
I told you what you're being told.
so consumed with a D at the end.
Consume.
Oh,
I'm at consume.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Can't
Stone's gonna
make bacon flavor?
point to his nub and say,
No, it's extending its non-nubby arm towards you.
"You want me to eat this?"
Same sense. Consume.
Stone will do that.
So you take a bite out of it?
Yes.
Okay. You don't sense pain or anything coming from this creature. You bite into it. Tastes like a mushroom.
It tastes like the what?
Mushroom.
Talking white cap, portobello, or what?
Probably a basic white cap. There's probably not full body flavor, more earthy tones than not, because it is not in the best condition. But as soon as you bite down, Stone, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Fair enough.
Stone has a mushroom god.
Okay. Immediately, all conversation between the rest of you seems to cease. This is much better.
Also, one sec. I'm gonna write some stuff.
Imagine you're like mid chew when that happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
like your middle chewing before like a more clear, direct voice is being directly jutted into your being.
So did they also hear consume?
Yeah, you guys all hear the consume part. You guys
And then
watch.
just Toad goes, no.
Yeah. Now this part you guys don't hear.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's just stone. Okay, I got it.
Yes. Thank you. Seeing something else besides that green plague. It makes me hopeful again. You get the sense that this creature is not doing well.
How is a mushroom without lungs cough?
I question it.
Because this is how things are translated. You get
Empathetic
the
cough.
sense, you get the
Coughing
sense
is mine.
that its version of cough is probably something with its own biology that is similar to a cough. Basically, again, you guys are getting what you can grasp as a person. This is what happens when a creature that isn't a person is trying to communicate with something that is a person.
A sense of pain.
Yes, you get the sense of sickness, pain, and non-wholesomeness. So I will belay those things as if you were talking to a person, because that's how your brain is currently getting those signals.
Okay.
That makes sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. These creatures are myconids, and they are fucking weird. You guys should read about them sometime.
Magic and nature, I don't gotta explain shit.
Um,
Yeah. Stone's gonna say our long-term goal was to try to find a way to stop the infection that is happening to the people up above.
you also look for those who are lost.
Actually, we're the lost ones.
So it does look down a bit when he says this. Yeah.
They are already gone.
So we're too late then.
What you would manage to bring out isn't what went in there. If they've already made it to the brood chamber, they're done. You must wipe them out. When they consumed my people, something new was created. That thing, and you get that image again of like that dark something that his brain is still trying to shut out. That thing will spread across the world and nothing will remain. You must destroy every trace of it. They are no longer the creatures they once were. And you get images of locusts, plagues, viruses, bacteria just eating away and eroding things.
Okay, I had a character, so they pretty much eat them. They ate the mushroom people, and then that's when they started to spread everything.
You see images of some of the malformed and some of the other goblinoid creatures that you've seen.
Okay.
You see images of when they were first introduced. None of them had funguses. None of them, they look like goblins. And now that you're getting clear images, orcs, trolls, other creatures, they were all green skin. They all spoke similar languages. They were all running from something. Something on the surface. A war. And through time, you see the green orcs fade away. You see the troll. You see all the other ones kind of fade away until there's just the small creatures in the image or the black image of the all consumer. Those were the only ones left. And over time, you see the goblin slowly transforming to what the creature is that you've seen today. Malformed, mushrooms and funguses growing on it. The spreading of that necrosis and just decay, pure atrophy, entropy to the 9th degree.
It's like the worst trip ever on streams.
and all of you then shifts after silence. All of you get the sense of the imagery and the thought of Scales saying reason, talk, all these things, and then you get all feel that like it's pointing it out in your guys' collective, and then in Stone you hear, they will not, they will not, they are not what they were. They are only beholden to the consumer. They are lost creatures. Death would be a sweet release for them. Show mercy, not just to them, but to all that lives.
Man.
We will. I promise. Okay,
You
guys
see
look-
imagery of fire and flames, all of you. You see just other natural phenomenons of destruction. And you just get that sense of utter destruction. And then you see imagery again of the green, and this is again all of you guys now, and then imagery of the green skin mutated fungi people, and you get the connection that they want you to do that to them.
So, same amount of destruction, but on them. Just destroy them.
It looks towards you, and then looks towards Kestrel, and it asks you to step forward in a very vague sense, Kestrel.
Does so.
And it looks towards your holster and gestures. It still has like the fingers and the hands. Tips of two of the fingers are now gone because they're now inside of stone, but
Yeah.
gestures that arm towards you and towards the holster.
He points to it with his finger.
It just stands there waiting.
He pulls it out.
And you get the sense of a gift. Not a gift, but it's hard, it's struggling to translate because you get the sense that property is not something that it understands,
Mm-hmm.
but it wishes to have it.
Yeah. He hands it over.
It looks at it and it stares at you for a Kestrel, and you can feel it like just prying. And you watch as with one hand it kind of sets it on its lap, and it grabs the upper receiver and pulls back, and your gun discharges the live round just out the sight. And it picks it up and sets it to the rock next to it, and it hands your pistol back.
Pick it up, and what? Is there any changes to it?
No, he just pulled out a bullet out of your gun, basically.
Okay.
And he begins to squeeze it. And you see as that arm grows a little bit, it gets thicker and fatter, and you hear the metal creaking, and then it stops. And then as it removes its hand, you can see that the bullet has been bent in, and the metal is no longer sealed, and the gunpowder, or the flash powder that Frank uses for armaments, is now on there. And it takes some of that, and it reaches towards its shoulder, and there's like a mushroom that is not the same colorization as it, kind of growing on its shoulder, and it kind of plucks it,
Mm-hmm.
and it starts sprinkling the powder over it and sets it down,
Mm-hmm.
and then looks back towards you, Kestrel, and you see images of your fire starting kit in your head, and it
Okay.
reaches his hand out again.
Okay. Pulls out fire starter kit.
And you watch as it takes it, stares at it for a few minutes, and you get a sense of fear in the own creature's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then it takes a moment, and it's a little rough one-handed because the fire starter kit is designed for two hands, but
Yeah.
with one hand it ignites it, and you guys all watch as this mushroom just completely just burns, and then all you see is the black seared carbon and stuff at the bottom, and it points to it, and just in all of your guys' head, this much or less remaining is the only way to save people, the world. You see images of plants, animals. You see images of humans,
Mhm.
Goliaths, drow, elves, snake people, ancient images,
Mhm.
naked, running wild through the forests, very old, giving the sense that these creatures have seen what became of home,
Mhm.
or at least the beginning, because these images feel very old, even
Mhm.
older than the sense of the greenskin coming.
Yeah.
These images have that yellow old book taste to it.
And you also see another image of a man that is not naked, a bearded fellow with clothes,
Mhm.
who's sitting in front of all of these other humanoid creatures that I listed, and he seems to be discussing something, or visually it looks like he's talking to them, but the
Mhm.
creature doesn't understand what it was doing.
Mhm.
It's a very weird image. Um,
Would it be
and
the sage?
I'm just showing you what this creature, or you know, the
Okay.
knowledge and stuff images that it has,
Okay. Yeah.
and it shows all of that, and it says, and it looks back towards the smoldered stuff, and it says, if this does not happen, then this will happen to all of that.
Mhm.
And it looks towards Stone. Do you understand what I mean, child?
Burn the infection?
Root it all out. Bury it if you need to. Burn it.
Oh,
This
fuck.
cannot spread anymore.
Yeah.
And you get a sense of guilt just washing over it. This is our fault. This burden should not be upon you, but our people are gone. The only hope you have for yours is to finish this task. And then you see images pulled from your own brain of the scouts. And then it looks toward you again, Stone, and it says, sometimes sacrifices must be made. And you get the sense that it's struggling again. I've used too much. I must rest now. And you see it just kind of look towards all of you once more.
Mhm.
Thank you, in Stone's mind. And you get the sense of thanks to all of you very vaguely. And you see it kind of begin to slouch and slouch. And there it rests, motionless. All of your guys' minds silent.
Mhm.
Hey, you're gonna be okay, right? Right? It's like gently, like nudging him.
Nothing.
Is he okay, or can we talk now? Like, are we actually speaking now?
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys are good.
I think
There
it's
still is the connection in your guys' brain, but yeah, that sense of control that it was kind of dominating in that whole situation has been completely let go.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, wow, that was a
if
lot
there's a
taken for
sense
the
of
day.
connection still between our brains. I'm just gonna be trying to think of calm thoughts while suppressing the thought of we just witnessed a mushroom die.
Oh, we don't know that's dead. I don't know. Maybe he is dead. I don't know.
That's the thought that's going through Auntie's head though.
I was gonna say,
You
scares is
Considering you
just.
guys didn't know it was alive to begin with, it's hard to tell if it's dead.
exactly.
I was gonna say,
But
scares is just curled up, looking down, sad, shaking almost.
hey, we should probably try to make camp probably close to the cave-ins. That way, if anything tries to get in here, we can protect it. You know.
In Stone, now since you're standing here and since the attention has been kind of gone on this focus, now since you are standing, right next to the creature, Your vision is pushing to. You can actually now see the back end of the cave. The water goes for a little bit, and then there's a wall. And at the back center of the wall, you see what's kind of looks like a carved shape, almost like in a shape of a large door at the back of it. The water is resting against it. You don't know how deep it is, but yeah, at the back you do see a very large, what looks like a door, shaped like a door, definitely
So-
carved.
Does it taste like a door?
That's all the details you can make up from here.
I think I might see a door under the water.
Uh, it's above the water. The
Up.
bottom, like, you don't know how it's. You can see the top part of it. The bottom, you don't know how the exact height of the door because it's the bottom part is underwater. But you do see the top part above the water.
So, like, do we just leave this mushroom man, or?
I mean, yeah, like, doesn't seem to want any harm.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it's kind of proved the point of our original mission that, these green ones are where the issue lies. Especially with
Yep.
this consumer, or whatever.
You have to stop the spread at any cost.
My main thing is I'm wondering how to find it, because these tunnels are vast. They're extremely light. Yeah.
We need to tell the town first.
Yeah.
I think that's priority. The scouts are gone. We can just go to town and, I don't know, get an army or something.
Yeah, we're probably gonna need it.
We're going to need some bigger guns if we're going to destroy an entire village.
Well, not village.
In fact,
Infection. Yeah. But for now, I think we should probably set up camp. I imagine we've all had a very long day.
I am not sleeping next to the dead mushroom man.
Again, we don't know that he's dead. He's just could be napping.
I think here is probably the safest place as any. Probably safer.
And there's only one way in that we can keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Actually, we
Well,
could try resealing that.
Could we do that, Damon?
yeah. Someone's gonna say, yeah. I don't know how long that would take. We're still.
No wonder I'm fucking muted. Mind you, there is another door. So there's not one way in, one way out. Stone did point
I
out.
know, but there's a literal door. Door we can at least, if a door
Sure.
opens, that's easier to notice than someone crawling through a hole.
Is it?
I don't know.
Well, how about we just stay near the guy, and that way, if something does try to attack him, we'll be on guard to help him out.
Mhm.
Fine, I'll go drag the campsite closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, go back to where our camping stuff was.
Yeah.
Literally your bag in a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll grab my stuff, drag it back.
And just flashlights only. Yeah, we'll just say that.
Yeah. Is this ground even safe to camp on, or are they just trying to go back to those piles?
I was wondering if this ground is soft, if it's all mushroom.
It is soft.
I'm
A
just
little
gonna.
moist, but soft. I mean, if you guys put your guys' bedding stuff down, which is waterproof, probably be pretty comfy.
Yeah, Auntie's already doing that.
Alright.
Scales puts her stuff next to Auntie's stuff.
8 hours or 12 hours?
I'll say pair up again.
Yeah, pair up again, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But do you guys mind if Stone and I take a break? Because we were digging through a hole the whole time.
Yeah, you two
Sure.
are exhausted.
Yeah, we can go first. Come here, Auntie.
Alright. Works for us.
Okay. Everyone mark off your rations.
That reminds me, I have no food.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
have 2 things of food and 1 thing of water.
I have water, but no food left anymore.
So there are 2 rations and 4 people.
I mean, does stone count? She ate a mushroom person.
That was a nibble of a finger.
Okay. I tried.
And Stone doesn't know, but she has to roll a thing afterwards. But that doesn't matter.
We've been eating frequently. We have water, I'm not too worried.
Just to let you know that will cause exhaustion.
I know, but fuck it. Let's just give them a couple hours to rest. And
Well, the thing is, we're already at that night point, basically, so...
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Can I forage around for some mushrooms we can eat?
Sure.
Can I help?
There's literally an entire cave floor filled with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be collecting mushrooms for dinner.
Yeah, I'll
You-
help.
You literally lean to the left and just grab some. They're all over the place.
What would it be to see if these are edible?
I mean,
Nature.
I'm just gonna look at stone.
Yeah, I mean, Stone did try to eat.
Technically, she ate the mushroom man.
Yeah, mushrooms
I know.
before.
I'm assuming the mushrooms are the mushroom man's kids or something.
I don't know if it's gonna affect me later or never.
Is that intelligence or wisdom?
Really wisdom. Wisdom's nature.
Here, I'm
guys.
just gonna tell you guys this right now. There seems to be a direct connection between this fungus and the other fungi and stuff in this creature.
Yeah.
To deny that would be silly.
I'm just going to be honest. Auntie Ora is diving in.
no.
She's missing it.
This is beyond your guys' normal scope.
I'm just going to do this. Stone. And Kestrel. Here's my
I will
last
say
thing.
that these mushrooms do not look like anything you do recognize. So at the very least, it doesn't ring true of any poisonous ones you do know of.
Okay.
Here's my last 2 rations. I'm going to eat mushrooms.
Yeah. I-
So scales and odds you just start eating mushrooms.
Apparently.
I would like to at least prepare them as well as I can.
If you start to feel anything strange, at least let us know, okay?
I'll be fine.
I was going
Still
to.
remembers. Sorry, still remembers the flower incident.
I was going to say I want to grab like 4 days, so I have like 1 day now, 3 days extra if possible. And I also
You're
want
not
to.
gonna try it before you start gathering them for food.
I would try one, but I assume they're gonna taste like cinnamon.
They do not
Okay.
at all.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
They taste like a bitter mushroom.
Hmm.
There's a certain bitterness to it.
Is that
They're
bad?
not. They're not flavor. They're not something. This is not something that you'd want to eat.
Yeah.
But you eat it. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
General mood.
I ate Rye's ration because he gave it to me.
I also eat it because
You guys feel fine?
Cool.
Besides the kind of just bitter aftertaste, nothing
Fair
so
enough.
far.
So dun, 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 dun. I'll just grab like, including today's, an extra 3 days, and I'll fill up some the water canteens I have, except my fanned ones.
The funniest thing is I have more medical kits than I do rations, so I'm willing to risk it either way.
Sure, if those medical kits can actually cure what will happen, sure. So you guys,
I can risk.
Yeah.
you guys have a full belly.
How many? I'm trying to remember how many canteens do I have spare now. Of
I'll do
water.
the mark up the water.
I've got.
You had 7, so you should have had 3. So at this point, I think you're out of fresh water.
Yeah, I was gonna say I. What was it?
You're out.
Yeah, I'm out at the moment. I
And
got.
now thinking back to it, everyone should be out of water.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
gonna say I got 7 of the purple cave water. I got 1 that's filled with my fan. So how many empty cans do I have left?
2.
I shall fill up those 2 with other water.
So this cave water?
Yes.
Sure.
What color is this cave
Alright.
water?
Slightly brown.
Cool. Ooh, I pressed the wrong button.
There's a kind of a irony smell to it.
Cool.
The irony.
Rusty almost.
Brown cave water.
Say brown rusty water.
Brown, my favorite flavor.
I have one thing of water left.
As of tonight, you guys should be all out of water.
Yeah.
No, I've counted like all of my water.
I've just counted the days. Yeah, you guys should be out.
Mm.
You guys all had the same supply of water.
I have a question, Castro. You may have consumed 1 unit, but does the stone also mean you consume 1 unit?
Well, you just said I'm out.
Well, there's a brown rusty water over there.
Let me clarify. After tonight, you guys collectively should not have any water left. Besides what Scales has gathered.
Yeah, I think, because this whole time I've been giving Stone my water, I only had 1 unit of water left, so I couldn't give it. So
Basically, what I'm saying is your guys' collective start water. You guys have now reached the point where collectively you guys should have consumed it all.
Yes.
What you guys had left, and also subtracting what was stolen from Stone.
Yeah.
The math works out. Right now, you guys should have none.
Okay.
Again, the reason you have that 1 unit is Stone needs to bum water from you.
Okay.
Unless
So-
Stone drank my water, then I'm stealing your canteen.
Oh,
Either
you
way,
know.
you guys are out. Like,
Yeah.
Out of fresh water.
I think bigger point. Either way, you guys are out of fresh water, but there is a river of brown rusty water.
you guys got purple cave water and rusty water.
You
Yeah.
want purple or brown flavor?
I didn't say that water was purple. It's just from the cave with the purple.
Yeah, I
glass
collected purple water beforehand.
Purple and brown, my favorite flavors.
Yeah, but guess who's gonna hit the hay?
Okay.
Leaving Auntie and Scales for watch. So, Scales, you want to speak to me?
I was gonna tell you what happened. Mushroom got
think I'm
there
calm.
first.
Yeah, I think the Mushroom Man may have spoiled your whole conversation.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit of an invasion of privacy, but if it gives you any comfort, when you're wanting to talk about it, I'm always here to listen.
It's like when it happened, it felt like it was trying to take control. That's why I went to bite my arm just to make sure, and then my fence broke.
Yeah, I think most people pinch themselves, but I understand your thought.
I'm scared.
It's
I'm scared I'm gonna run, cause danger, shoot you guys, and not even know that I'm doing it. I think it keeps telling me to go to the void. Have you ever had a voice in your head saying, "Oh, jump up, jump into the void and kill yourself"? Yay!
nothing supernatural, at least.
At least that you remember.
Kind of.
You don't know what Auntie got up to in her previous life.
As of right now, no, I can't say that I have. At least nothing in that supernatural sense.
I think that's what's also scares me the most is that I don't know the answer. It's like I want to find out, but I know how terrifying that is.
Well, knowledge is always going to be terrifying, and there's no shame in not pursuing it. If it's something you're not comfortable moving forward with, no one's gonna force you.
That's a thing I want to pursue, but when I tried, everyone was like, no, don't do it.
Well, it's because we're scared for you.
And what do we do? Just not know?
Sometimes. Sometimes all you can do is just wonder.
Nuclear wandering's got us. We've been lost plenty of times.
Yeah, but we're getting pretty good at getting lost. We always come out the other end.
I'm not so sure this time. Nothing's scary, you know, nothing's powerful.
Well, whatever it's worth, I'll tell you one thing. I don't think... If it hurts you, I promise we'll at least all go down fighting for you.
No. I'd rather you shoot me in the head first.
Hmm.
Need you guys to roll me a perception check.
Sure.
Yeah. Because...
Perception is wisdom, correct?
yes.
Yes. Okay. At one point, the entity on the outcropping does adjust. There is a slight bit of movement from it.
Aw.
There's just a moment like... Oh, okay.
When you think it's dead, which is when
Yeah.
it turns to the left.
I imagine I don't see that with my one.
It rolls over to the other side of the pillow.
Just a moment, I need to switch over my phone.
Twiddle. Twiddle, twiddle. Scale sits there awkwardly playing with her thumbs.
Would play with her fangs, but oh,
Too soon, too soon.
sorry. I've been waiting this entire campaign for you to attempt to bite someone because you've been messing around with that idea for like so long. I'm like, this is gonna be hilarious.
Oh.
Do you expect her to bite herself with that?
Sure.
I was like, how can you forget you're wearing armor? He just picks the fangs out. Well,
Yeah, Scales, you forgot that, didn't you?
No, no. That was more of an instinctual thing. As a character, she forgot she was wearing armor, but that was, as a player, was like, no, this is instant. Just like, ah, oh, damn it.
I get you.
Yeah.
So other than the Mike and Ed moving or the Mushroom Man moving, nothing else is really eventful.
Stone farts once.
Yeah, but that's still.
There's a slight giggle afterwards. I like how before you made that giggle noise, I was already preempt to say it was followed by a giggle. I've been playing games with you guys too much.
Just during watch, I suppose, Auntie's doing what she does, just smoking.
As soon as you light
Oh,
that
good God,
cigarette,
dude.
there is a quick movement of the creature,
It
and it
might want
gets up and starts moving. And how? Because you guys aren't sleeping like within 30 feet of it, are you?
I would say reasonably nearby, but not like, yeah.
So outside of 3 feet, 30 feet. Okay, yeah. So it looks around like it's looking, and then you get images of fear, fire,
Yeah.
burning, and you get sense of oh no, this is it.
Auntie, you might want
Well,
to put that out.
I stuff it. I smother it immediately, and I'm just giving sense of. I'm remembering what it's like to smoke tobacco and the feeling of like marijuana and stuff too. Just be like, easy, easy is just recreation. Trying to just calm it down a little bit.
You realize you're telling a plant man that your burnt plant is fun, right?
I
I,
agree, but that's why I'm said I'm thinking of the feeling that the plant gives when consumed. That's like
Again, like you're not.
It doesn't understand these things.
I'm trying to explain myself and say
It is
sorry.
literally afraid of a consumer.
You get the immediate sense that you need to stop that right now.
I'm just gonna think of like, I'm
And
sorry.
it's not. There's no like sympathy to the plant. It's the smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I'm just gonna stop thinking like, I'm sorry. Just constantly thinking, sorry.
I'm feeling sorrow and stuff like sorry I didn't think about it.
Go
Sorry.
Minna, sorry.
Gosh.
So
Can't leave you too alone for one night.
I am having a unlit cigarette and I'm just sucking on it.
Okay. You guys want to discuss anything else?
Well, I was gonna offer scales to smoke, but now I see that's a horrible idea.
Jesus Christ. First booze, and now you guys are just. You guys and kids giving stuff. Yeah, Jesus.
Oh please, no one smokes when they're 20. It always starts at 15.
I'm 12.
She is 12. Okay, but the rest of you guys' watch goes by unabated.
Cool.
You guys are tired. And after an hour or two of you not smoking, the entity seems to have gone back to a restful state. Also, I like how you did the equivalent of walking into a hospital in front of a sick person, just lighting up.
Look, when I was a kid, that was not out of the norm. So I'm gonna wake Kester up for their shift. I'm maybe leave the pipe. I've learned the hard way. Smoke is bad.
Oh no, duh! It's the mushroom man.
Yes, don't tell us. What do you mean?
It doesn't like fire.
It's alive?
Yeah, Stone, your friend's alive.
Yay! Stone's happy.
I just pat Stone on the head. And I'll go into my sleeping bag next to Auntie's and just cuddle up close.
I am snuggling up to these fucking shrooms and enjoying a nice comfy sleep.
Okay.
So, like, were you able to, like, what was that whole chewing thing that you did there, Stone?
Oh, yes. Chew on them, and as I did, I could hear them. I can hear them talking.
Oh, like full on talk, not like, you know, the...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, wow.
I actually thought they were dead.
Yeah, no, well, I guess they said apparently, like, he moved or whatever.
Stone does smile at that. Bit of relief there.
Yeah, well, you know, again, like...
And stop right there, Kestrel. You watch as Kestrel stops mid-motion. The voice stops. He's just frozen as if time were paused on him. Come here, child. You hear Stone in the back of your head.
Stone does go over.
You see it starting to stir. Do not worry, your friend is okay. I just see the doubt in his mind, in all of their minds, and even yours. Are you the ones for this task?
I will pursue it to the very end. Just like we were trying to save the other three. I
There
will.
must be no doubt in your group's mind. I have tried so much to keep this contained. You see images of the area that you passed through with the orange mushrooms, and you see a few other ones to include this room. I've spread the last of the essence of my people. Even though they are gone, they still keep you all safe. And you see the images of these patches of yellow and orange mushrooms throughout different areas and different parts of the caves. This containment will not last long. They are growing immune to it. If you and your people do not make haste, I sense at the upper limits of all of these mushrooms that they will pass. And then you see an image, time wise, recently. And it's an image of two of the greenskins trying to cross over a threshold of those mushrooms. And you see them partially making their way through. This is why there have been so many attacks recently. I am losing ground in this war. And it pauses for a moment. War. I never thought I would ever be a part of something so grotesque. And you get this sense of irony kind of filling this creature. But this is a war that we all find ourselves in. So can I trust you to make sure that you guide your... And there's a pause. Then you get the flood again of the community of all the mushrooms. Can I trust that you will guide your family to the right path?
I don't know which side I'm on, but I do want to hold his hand.
Okay.
And say, and he pretty much asked if we were gonna stay on this path, pretty much to this goal, right? Damon?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, Stone pretty much says yes. I'll keep going. Keep doing the best I can. And I will try and make sure they press on and do the best that they can.
That is not good enough. I need you to promise me that you will guide your family to this. You must. Not for your sake, but of all sake. Once this is unleashed, and they bring about their full might among your people, you will not last but a day. I know you are all... And there's a pause as he just... You can feel him like just accessing all those feelings and emotions and everything since you guys awoke. You yourselves are lost. But there is something deep in all of you. Power yet unlocked. Potential yet untapped. Maybe this is why the will of the wild has guided you towards us. Towards me. But you must use that and stop this threat once and for all.
Stone does, shed a bit of a tear.
I have been around for a long time. And it looks back towards the back end of the chamber where that carved door is. And it just kind of looks at it. I have seen wonders I can't even translate to you, for your people lack words to describe it. Even the images I could show you would probably just seem blank, because the awe inspiring gaze that I saw would blind you. Many wonders. You get the sense that something long ago, before the Greens, before the naked people in the woods and the man talking to them, before that, long before that, something was on these lands. Something ancient and powerful. More than one of them. A group, a gathering of them. And this creature laid witness, or bear witness to it. And anything past those details, again, like it's almost sensory overload. Like you get the sense that it's trying to translate it to you, but you can't put feelings and words to what he's trying to contextualize to you. But something long ago was transpired here.
Something mortals don't see.
Kind of. Or just very strange. And this time is at an end. My people are at an end. So I must know that our legacy will not be this entropy. Do not let the loss of my people get turned into something so vile. And the one arm reaches towards you, the back of your head, and he kind of brings your head towards his.
Oh, it's pulling my head towards him.
Yeah, he's basically touching your forehead to his, and he's almost kind of resting himself against you. Like you can get the sense, like his energy, his life force is just he's fading.
Yeah, Stone's like holding them, trying to keep him steady.
I gift this to you, the last of my knowledge. May it assist you. And you feel the weight start to give in the body. And the last image you receive is the creature's entire knowledge of these cave systems.
I do still try to hold this person, but I'm a bit taken aback by this info pouring into my head. Oh. So no movement at all as
It's gone completely limp in your hands. And even that mental connection that you guys have felt, Kestrel, you don't realize this, but Stone, it's gone. And the moment all that tension is released, Kestrel, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I actually forgot what I was saying. I was gonna throw the dialogue.
You pause because immediately Stone was in front of you and you were talking to her. Now she's not there.
No.
And it's just like, Stone, where'd you go?
Stay with me, okay?
Oh?
You
Oh,
turn
okay.
around and she's with the mushroom person.
What happened?
There's like a bit of tears.
While he goes over.
And Stone,
Yeah.
check the map.
Wow, our map is awful.
Can someone screenshot for me? My computer's dead.
Yep. I'll do.
Well, better point. How about we just delete the old map?
And just to let you know, you guys are here.
Okay.
This was the start.
We were way off.
Hold on, let me see that. Where were we?
This is the
Oh
start.
jeez.
This is where you guys are.
Yeah, the handprint icon is the start.
I mean,
I'll let you guys take it all in on how amazing your guys' map was.
Haha, it wasn't.
I mean, move that obviously down a bit, and yeah, it's the same, ish.
You have to like bend it like 90
Um,
degrees, like eliminate some like turns here and there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Here goes one thing that you do understand with all of this, Stone, because you also get the sense that you can now match the topography from here with the top. This part is a cracked seam that is very old, that is buried in the woods. These woods are maybe 30 minutes, maybe less, by walking from the town of Home. And you understand that throughout this tunnel is filled with that orange and yellow fungus, and it is almost all entirely gone.
Okay.
And you understand that the creatures that live in here know that.
Okay.
It matches images that you saw of the goblins trying to pass by the barriers, as if they know what's on the other side of there.
Gotcha.
So here was a crevice
Yes.
that was leading to the woods.
It's basically an exit point that would lead you guys directly down.
What was that?
You know?
I think that was right.
What happened?
Your stuff made a really weird noise.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Cool.
Neither do we.
And you're saying which part with the orange mushrooms that is now gone, faded?
This part. And you also get the sense that the brood and stuff like that is right over here. This goes into their domain, the all-consumer. They used to be over here, but as the society has grown and stuff like that, and they've scouted all these areas, they moved it over here because this is where they want to go.
Question, where are we in comparison? Like, where's our dots in comparison to those
You guys
dots?
see the hand?
Oh, is that where we are at the moment?
That's your guys' party token.
Okay. So, the green, the purple dot, the orange dot is behind
Ignore the
that.
green thing, ignore the whole green now. That's the old.
No, that's what I don't want to ignore because I just want to clarify is the brown dot, the pink dot, the orange dot locations, are they behind this way, or are they on this map somewhere?
This is where you guys started the journey. And you guys took one left path,
Yeah, I'm.
two left path, three left path, then there was this.
But yeah,
guys
that's
came
what I was
through
saying.
here.
That's what I was wondering. Are you able to put the purple, the orange, the brown in the places where they would have been?
Jesus Christ. I got everything for you guys. Alright.
Yes,
Did we go in a circle at one point?
we did. We did essentially. We went.
Oh.
You didn't.
You just said we started here.
Yes, how is that a circle?
Well, it's almost a circle. We just haven't.
No, it's not. It's you guys never crossed your own path once.
Also, I'm just looking at the Miki screenshot on my phone and pretending it's computer. So I feel like I'm still in roll 20.
Oh, you're not roll 20.
Well, that's because I'm on the phone. I still like our map.
Our map started accurate. Hey, even this bit. Yeah.
So many nodes.
I'll do this just so you guys understand that this is where the brood currently is supposed to be. And the yellow was where they used to be. So use that information however you want.
Yeah. Now we can get rid of the green stuff.
Yeah, I think we have to go back to the village.
You're asleep. Okay, so continue.
One sec. I'm I was pretty much telling Kestrel, tears in his eyes, it's holding this limp mushroom in person. They were trying to make sure that we were up for this task. We can't have any doubts about this. It needs to be dealt with.
I mean, yeah, they definitely need to be dealt with, but I have doubts if we can do it ourselves.
They they were becoming immune to their mushrooms, their spores. You know, like when we threw the mushroom into the.
Yeah,
It was keeping them back, but with with well, you know, like nudges towards the limp person.
hmm
I don't think this cave is safe anymore.
Well, my main thing is even if we were going to take on these guys or on our own, like we don't know where we're going. Like, did he tell you where to go?
He gave me they gave me a map of the cave.
So you know where we are.
I do.
Ugh, are we anywhere close to home?
Funny thing though, for this map, does this door over here lead anywhere?
That is past his knowledge.
They have told me of one exit, but
I will say, since this is part of the his knowledge, this room is something that was created that was not here, and then at some point just was here. Past after the great experience that it saw that it could not translate to you, but before the war.
okay.
So something or somehow this area was just created.
Seems like this room was just created, just here. Though, what's beyond that door over there, and don't nudge towards that big door, beyond their knowledge. But what they do know is that there is an exit on the other side of this whole cave.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, that right next to that exit, that's where the brood is.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the sense that the entire brood is trying to make its way past that last bastion of fungus to get what's on the other side. Mushroom doesn't know this, but you can connect the dots that this brood, these greenskins, and this consumer, they're preparing to launch an attack, and they're right underneath the city.
So they are pretty much right under the city,
Mm-hmm.
and with the last line of defense, well, and Nut looks towards the lifeless person they're holding. They could be launching an attack soon.
So we may not even have time to go to home to warn them. Mm. So,
Well-
but,
Well, Stone says we can either try and exit that way,
mhm.
or we can try door number 2, whatever that is.
I mean, did he give a sense that this door was helpful?
No idea. Beyond his knowledge.
Yeah, they knew it was there. They never tried anything. It was just like, oh, this is a thing.
It's just the door. They don't know where to lead.
Okay.
You get the sense that they don't even recognize it as a door. It was just, it wasn't here. Now it is.
Yeah. Door there. Yeah, disappeared.
This wall feels different for some reason.
No, this entire chamber just appeared.
Gotcha.
Something made it. It doesn't know.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So, Kestrel, what do you think?
Well, my main thing is I want to understand like first off, like how far away is it like to get? Because you're saying the brood and home are like right next to each other, right?
I
I'm saying like time wise, how long do you think it would take us to like let's say we beeline it straight to the brood and start kicking ass, right?
uh, is there a
How long
possible
would that
time?
be?
I don't think they came with knowledge of how long it would take to get there.
You get the sense by comparing the two routes in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
One is, yes, it's a windy path, but there's no branches, there's no trees.
It's just pretty straightforward.
You can just go through it.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sense, Stone, that there could be areas that have collapsed or changed over time. That's a dice you're gonna have to roll. But as of right now, by just because you've now traveled, you personally traveled one length, and it has the knowledge of traveling this way. Because one path is unabated, you probably reach home quicker going the underground path.
Like how long time wise would that be?
With current knowledge, probably a day shorter than if you were to go above the surface.
Well, I mean, like yeah, but like so you're saying less than a day then?
No, it'd probably take 1, 2, maybe 3 days. The thing is either way, you're looking at 3 or 4 days to leave this cave. It's just one of those exits takes you on the whole length that you guys had to travel on the forest. The other one dumps you out right next to town.
Yeah.
So basically, you can skip that traveling over land.
Yeah.
So actually, no, it'd be more than 1 day difference. It'd probably be like 2 or 3 day difference.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, no, I do get that. Like, yeah, it seems like tunnel-wise that would make sense. I'm just like wondering, like, because did the mushroom guy have a sense of like how long it would be before they're able to break through the mushrooms? Because you said that they were ready to launch an attack, right?
You saw images of some of the goblins able to get through. Not all of them, but some of them were able to pass.
Some of the goblins were able to get through, but it's only a matter of time before they all get through.
You get the images of some of the goblins trying to pass those orange barriers, and some of them would just die. But more and more they're able to pass through, and you do see the connection in your brain of the very disfigured ones and the more regular looking ones, and the more regular ones, the healthier ones and stronger ones, are the ones who are getting through. So something has happened.
Healthier ones are getting through.
Okay. And I guess I got one other question for you, Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Though this is something we're probably gonna have to ask the group. In regards to whatever is behind this door here, do you want to check it out? Maybe see if it's something that can help us?
He did volunteer to watch the camp. He's like, someone pouts as this, like, I can't be a hypocrite. She's like, I'm conflicting, like,
Well,
To
no,
play
I'm not saying now. I'm just
Well,
saying
to be
that-
fair and to play devil's advocate, one of you guys could probably go look at the door. You'd still be in like, hi, you guys are right there. It's only like a matter of like maybe an additional like 60 to 80 feet. So like,
okay,
so full
Open
sprint,
the
one of you
door.
guys could do that in a single turn.
okay. So, Kestrel, should you go check out the door, or should I go and check out the door?
Well, probably me, cause like if you go, I don't think I can see as far as you. So like something were about to happen to me, I couldn't necessarily see so. You know what I mean?
Okay, and one of us is still watching the camp.
Exactly. Yeah.
Win-win.
So we're agreed. I'm gonna check out this door.
Agreed.
Okay. He goes over to check out the door.
Okay.
And I will do my watch now.
You proceed up to the water. You start making your way through. It's cold because cave water. Um, and you start making your way through slowly, to make sure you don't like just fall off a ledge or anything. But you slowly make your way through, and the water does by the time you get up to the like close to the door is around your knees, maybe thigh, given your height. And in front of you, you do see a very large. It some parts of it looks very similar in color to the rest of the chamber,
Yeah.
but now that you're close and you can like touch it and stuff, there is metal, intricate carved metal, and throughout this entire section, and it looks very familiar.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give this one to you guys for free because this is one of the first memories you guys have of your current life. The carve work, the design, everything reminds you of the area that you guys first woke up in, especially the door that led to that big throne room.
Huh. Yeah, Stone, this actually kind of reminds me of that lab place.
You think there's something like that inside?
Likely, yeah. I mean, this looks very familiar.
You also do not see any doorknobs or anything else.
So there's like no like handle or anything like to actually open it.
Nope, but go ahead and give me a perception check. Actually, investigation, so intelligence.
Sure.
This is more, working out the intricacies of it.
Intelligence. 4.
Yeah, I mean, you're just, yeah, it's hard. You're no expert when it comes to like the intricacies of engineering and construction. So, I mean, it looks very carved and it does have a door shape. And I mean, just by the shifting design from the wall to this, it looks like there might be like a passageway or a door. It's like maybe, or maybe it's just a really pretty wall. I don't know.
Well, I'm not seeing anything out of this. He's kind of like testing the door or doorway, I guess. But like maybe scales and Auntie, you can take a look at it when they wake up. Alright, but I'm gonna go back to my watch now. And yep, Kester goes over.
Okay.
I gently lay down our now deceased friend. Yes, I was still holding him.
He has kind of deflated a little bit.
Oh,
The withering seems to have advanced a little bit more. He's starting to look a little bit more pretty.
I place him down gently.
You can definitely tell after the 5 or 10 minutes that has passed, or probably around 15 at this point. The signs are all there. This does not look like it's alive anymore.
No.
It's definitely regressing even more. Like it's deflating. It's shriveling up.
Your sacrifice won't be in vain. Just only padding the weather.
Yeah, with everything that you were seen and shown, Stone, you think it just spent the last bit of its life holding on and keeping the growths and stuff in place, and getting that promise from you to take care of it was the last thing that was, keeping it here.
Oh, by the way, Damon, I want to fill up my water skin things just because.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just right brown rusty water.
Alright, shall do.
Yes.
Let's see what. 10 of them. Okay. Hey, do I need to do a perception check?
For
I never did my one for my watch.
yeah, sure.
I do mine either.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Okay. And yeah, that's our watch, I guess.
Yep.
And when it's time, we'll wake the others two up.
Sure.
Boop. Extra boop.
Big boop. Your nose gets like smushed in, like ow.
I found my gummy. Found this bit. Oh.
I will also add this because technically this would have been a part of the knowledge. This section right here did open up to a big chamber as well.
Which one?
Also,
Right here.
Did
Gotcha.
did that mushroom person's knowledge show the difference between a healthy of the green skinned, the more sickly ones?
What do you mean?
They show a difference between the types of greenskins, as in when they first came in before they were infected.
Yes.
I don't know why you were asking. I was just clarifying for you.
I guess if we've been woken up, I'll put my stuff away.
Could you repeat that difference?
What do you mean?
Oh, one looks healthy, one doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay, wait. I think I'm misconstruing what you're asking. What are you asking?
The difference between the healthy and the unhealthy.
Ask Moose, what are you
Yeah.
asking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moose.
So are you asking what caused the difference?
Yes.
It does not know that. It has no eyes or understanding of what happened personally within the brood chamber because it ran from it. And whatever memories it does have of being ingrained into them seems to be blocked away from like fear and just repressed memories. You get the sense that whatever it went through while it was with them was so horrific and what it saw was so bad that it refuses to remember it, so you don't.
Yeah, and as of now, they're all infected, right? It's just like you gotta wipe them all out.
Yes. Whatever after the consumption of their people is what turned those creatures into what they are today, and there's no going back.
I have a question.
They are fundamentally new creatures.
I was about to say, has this happened so long ago that you can just assume it's an affected species at this point?
You get the sense that this has probably been changing and happening for centuries.
Yeah.
Because you do mentally see the creature slowly turning. Even before this creature that you found knew that the greenskins were consuming its people, it saw the changes, and by time it realized that they were consuming their people, it was already too late. And that
So-
was centuries ago.
So this is literally, there's probably no goblin that's alive today that would be.
The goblin.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And it doesn't know what happened with the rest of the creatures as well.
Because I can easily imagine, because we're on an island, right?
Yes, a series of islands.
So, yeah, I can't imagine anything on these islands not surviving a mushroom plague.
And you also remember, like, you guys were told that the greenskins, from the history you guys know. I'll just remind you of this since it has been a while. Your players, the characters would know this generally. Is long ago when the war was happening, when all the races tried to come back together, the greenskins basically were the group that decided, "Fuck it, we ain't gonna do that." that kind of connects with the arrival of the greenskins escaping a war to come down to the tunnels. Then mentally, the other types of greenskins were mostly all gone. There is the consumer, whatever that was or is, and then the goblins seem to be the only thing left. And you guys know that from your knowledge of the people up, up top, when that war and separation happened, no goblins were integrated into the society of home. There was only a few orcs. That was it. That were like, hey, yeah, we'll live this peaceful life.
Okay. So the larger orcs, the Goblin King never integrated.
Yes, that's why you guys have seen some green, like very like bled out orcs up top, but no goblins.
Orcus features on some
Yeah.
people.
There's probably like some quarter orcs or eighth orcs up there where it's like very slight tusks and just the slightest shade of green.
I
And
imagine
there
the
was only
similarity with like the diluted Urantes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
even more
Yeah.
so because there
Yeah.
was only a few of them,
Yeah.
and there was
Well,
only a couple. And as memory serves, I think I only pointed out two separate people that showed signs of even that diluted orc ancestry.
Mm.
There aren't many.
we're talking about a couple of families at best.
Okay. So we'll overlay kind of what transpired last night to uh, s- scales and Auntie.
But yeah, we emphasize on the big question of there's an exit down here, but it's also near the brood and the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this door where we don't know where it leads to. So what do you guys think?
Also, I couldn't find a handle to the door. Sorry, I forgot to mention that stone. Like, there's no like handle or anything on there. But it looks like one of those like. Looks seemed like familiar to that lab.
Wait, a door like the lab.
Yeah. Yeah, but you guys can come check it out. Come on, take a look.
I was
Go show them over.
gonna say it's probably best just to go back the way we came. It might take a bit longer, but better than going to, that lab place or anywhere near the brood stuff.
I don't believe we have the rations to go back where we came.
I mean, we got. She gestures to the amount of mushrooms on the ground.
Also, yeah, Stone does point to the now deceased mushroom person. This was, the last line of defense. So, and they're trying to make their way up that same exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's probably going to be opposition there.
I believe our resources are dry. We need.
Yeah.
So you remember the.
That's what, as I'm saying, we can eat some of the stuff we got here.
Mm-hmm.
There's water here. We can quickly restock and go back this way. At least we know where we're going.
Yes.
Well, we do know we're going because Stone actually knows the map layout now.
Yeah, but we don't know what's behind this door, do we?
Well, we don't necessarily have to go behind the door. I'm
That
saying
that's what I'm saying. We can go this way.
No, I think what he's saying is technically he wants to go this way.
I know. I'm saying no. We go this way. I'm saying backtrack.
So what's the correct way out?
Real quick before we advance too much longer or too much further with this line of thinking, Stone, do you have anything that you still want to ask? Anything that you want to repeat it or anything of the knowledge stuff?
I will try my best to think of something. But if I think of something like after the session, I will definitely ask it.
Well, it seems like you guys are making this decision now. So if there's anything, because the sense of what you gathered from the creature is basically, like I said, he wanted you to promise to go take care of it.
Yep.
Basically ASAP, because this is now a race war and you guys will lose.
because here's two things I want to understand, Damon. All right.
Sure.
One, right? Because you said if we were to go kind of the way Miki was proposing, right? Up top
It
on
could
the way
take
we
you
came.
a week or two to get back.
Exactly, yeah.
And
Meanwhile, it would take 3-ish days, if I
Because
recall
lo
correctly.
and behold, do you guys know how to drive the vehicle that you guys got here with?
No.
So then
I
you'd have to
will.
walk back from home.
Fuck.
So it's either for a quick route on exits we do know is go near the brood.
Well, the route is by home anyway, regardless. So.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's super dangerous.
Well, actually, so that's my second part, right? Because we all keep on dancing around it, but like the mushroom guy wants us to take on the brood, right? That's what he said.
He says you could. He basically painted the picture that if you guys don't stop it, they're gonna break through. There might not be a home to go to
Yeah.
because they're ready. They're just waiting for that very last barrier.
So,
Whereas you
so-
guys have to make your way all the way back, all the way through the woods, all the way up that road.
and then
So-
still trying to intercept whatever comes out of here.
I think that's the key there. Is like, does going from Moose's memories stuff, I imagine we're talking about this and whatnot, does the memories otherwise estimate that if we were to take longer than a few days, that they was going to break out?
They were already starting to cross the threshold. He
Alright,
already knew that some of them were already able to break through.
I have a question.
And I will point this out. You yourselves, all of you, have seen the rapid change in the goblinoid shape and change since you guys have been here. There have been some that look not too great, but overall, they seem to get healthier.
So, just recap real quick. So, do you know the way out? Is this a yes? Do you have the path we need to get?
The door. This door is a I don't know because they didn't know.
Forget the door for a second. Do you know the path through the tunnel systems? And
Yes.
is it through the brood?
Well, the thing.
I will
Yeah.
say you know of 3 exits.
Well,
One
okay,
is
okay.
where you guys came from.
Mhm.
Second one is, the far left one. And it may or may not be there because this is very old knowledge. But he's pretty sure with how they were moving during his time with them as a prisoner, there's probably also an exit where the southern brood is. But that leads to a place that would be isolated from the rest of the island.
So I'm just going to float something by you.
And that's a big maybe exit.
So okay, so a possible exit to the south.
Yes.
So we know where the exits are.
Yeah.
We know
Yes.
if we head back that way, there's going to be a fight. So, do you remember when we woke up in the lab and there was an armory?
Mhm.
I say we get this door open. Hope there's something behind here. Restock us, and we're going to have to fight through this.
I'm kind of in line with that thinking personally as well. The thing is, I couldn't find a handle on the door. So one of you guys
Maybe
need to check it
we
out.
Have
I-
to
I
push
thought, okay.
it.
I'll take a look at the door.
Yeah.
Just
So as you guys begin to make your way towards the door, so to check it out to see, if there might be possible saving over here, whether it's armaments or just a very pretty wall. We're gonna end the session right there.
Whew,
Okay.
that was a lot of information. I got
Yeah, it
some of
was.
it down.
Okay. So end the stream.
Yep. So we will see you
Oh,
guys next
oh.
week. Yay! Bye.
Bye.
bye.